am a god. Now I know what it feels like to be God.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Iron Warrior Cosplay livestream with me, your host, Iron Warrior Cosplay, where unfortunately we are not live, so that can go. It sucks, still don't have internet, god fucking damn, but it is what it is, never mind, honest to god, it is what it is. I will kidnap a BT engineer and make him fix the internet.
Yes.
You can't go home to your family until it's fixed.
You must remain here imprisoned,
Honestly.
constantly churning this mouse wheel of internet.
It's gotten to that point now where that's what I need.
Yeah.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by Herbert Miniatures. We have been friends for how long? Many years.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I
been a
haven't counted,
while.
but we have been friends for many years.
I'm going to guess 2012.
2012.
At least 2012.
That's a fair few years.
But the reason I say that is that my wife and I were in our early days at that point, and
Yeah,
we
you were.
both met you outside in Carmarthen somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's how people find me.
And
They
you
just find
remarked
me.
and you said, "Wow, you sound so fancy."
You do sound fancy. That's why in my phone, in my contact, your Hayden Esquire the Third in my phone, and you have been for years.
Yeah.
And but no, seriously, this is my very, very good friend Aidan, and he is from Herbert Miniatures. How long have you been doing Herbert Miniatures now? It's you went from 50 followers to 64. Thanks to my amazing Cannon
Overnight.
Fodder communities. Thank you so much to my
Yes.
Cannon Fodder. You guys are amazing. If you guys are watching this, please, in the description, the link in the description, follow that link. Go and follow this man's Instagram. He's just started. He's just getting into it. We need to get him on social media, get his foot in the door, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not one of these social people though. That's the thing. So, but just to say, I'm honoured to be here, Davrik.
I'm honoured to have you on,
very
genuinely,
kind.
because like when I put out the call to action, when I put out like the call being like, oh, I need guests for my stream, or whatever. You know, I have to go through. There is vetting. There's a vetting process, and there's only so many slots I can do. Like people are like, oh, you've got a month, you could do loads of streams. It's like, no, you don't understand. There's life and a job. There's things that and a relationship and family, and things go wrong, like being incredibly unwell, things like that. Really funny. I've said this before, but being unwell and then being unwell and going to bed.
Sorry, I'm concentrating on turning the can away
fun,
where it's
fun.
not
I
a sponsor. Yeah,
you don't have to.
yeah.
It's
So
fine.
yeah, just
But,
got me drink. It's all good.
it was really funny that going to bed, being really unwell, waking up, and then asking somebody like, "Oh, what day is it today?" Like, so I've lost track of time, or whatever. And they just go, "Oh, it's March now," and me going, "Oh,
What?
it's March."
Yeah,
What? And
it's not fun.
It's not fun at all.
No.
But I had to get better. I wanted to do this, and luckily haven't missed a single stream. Even now, we're doing this on the dates that we've all arranged with my amazing guests. But we're having to pre-record it, so
Significantly
you know, it is what
later
it is.
than planned, but there is a partial reason why.
We had to do audio stuff on the microphone, and then we had some issues like starting the stream because I was fucking around with the Stream Deck, and the Stream Deck wouldn't work, which was like a headache, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just been.
It's been fun though.
Well, I've had to listen to you say hello for like 2 hours, and I'm like,
You know what? It is about 2 hours.
it is about 2 hours, yeah, because I got here at a certain time, and I was like, oh, it's daylight outside. Oh, we got loads of time, and then we get in and we start talking about stuff, and I'm just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I nearly didn't come along because I
yes.
texted you.
You took a tumble.
I did. I fell down the stairs.
Down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
And yet still here.
Injured, battered.
Injured and broken, sitting on uncomfortable chairs. It's amazing.
The chairs are fine, actually.
I hate them.
It's
I got
fine.
them for free, but God
No.
almighty,
But,
I need more leg support. I've got big thighs.
Well,
Thick boy.
in terms of falling down the
Sure.
stairs, I wouldn't recommend that to anyone, of course.
No, I was telling you my story when I fell down.
Yeah,
Because
you
I'm
did,
also a member of the stair falling down team. For the Olympics, and now we've got the
We've got the people who fall down the stairs.
Now we've got the 100 meters falling down the stairs. Aiden Herbert takes the bass, and you're just there like
Ooh, ow,
T-posing.
ooh, ow.
T-posing, you just go, and straight. Have you seen? There's an animation of that, and it's someone falling downstairs, but it's music, and it's so good.
I thought of a more obscure reference in relation to me falling down the stairs. Do you remember? And possibly your streamers might, not streamers, viewers. Sorry.
Viewers.
We're the streamers. We're the streamers.
Yes, we are. You should stream with your voice. You don't even have to be on camera. Just your voice.
Yeah, possibly.
You could be like, oh wait, hold on. Hello, I'm Aiden Miniatures.
Aiden Miniatures. What the fuck is Aiden Miniatures?
Oh, sorry.
Hello, I'm Cosplay Iron.
Hello,
I'm Copper Cosplay.
I'm Copper. Wait, I bet you there's somebody called Copper Cosplay.
Probably, yeah.
Copper Cosplay sounds great. Sorry, it's like, hello, I'm Herbert Miniatures, and welcome to my stream. I don't.
Hello, I'm Duvrick doing an impression of me.
I take the piss a little bit, but
but
we've been doing it for.
We have, yeah. I'm Duvrick. I'm doing a stream, I am, yeah. Oh, lovely. It's nice to see you, like.
Luckily, I'm not from the fucking valleys. Jesus. Well, do you know what? This is a really fun thing, because
let me go back to my obscure point of me falling down the stairs. We've gone off on a pissing tangent.
We're going to go on a tangent.
Yeah, we're going to keip going on tangents. It's just
happen.
No, right.
This isn't so much an interview as it is just two friends who haven't seen each other for a while.
It's just like, well, right, the obscure reference, right? Have you seen or do you remember the Jackie Chan adventures?
Yes, I do.
Right, there was a particular episode where the big fat guy, Toru, gets pushed down the stairs and he's like, and that's what it was like. So I slid down the stairs just like, ow.
Mine was more than along the lines of when Lois gets the stairs waxed in Family Guy. mine was like that because the swearing and shouting was, oh my god, it was biblical, and it was biblical. It was like every word, like God was like, what the fuck? There are words that he's invented that I've never heard in the English language. It hurt. Falling downstairs was not fun. And I have a solid wooden staircase that has no carpet on it, and it's almost vertical because we had to build it because the way the attic was and the way the front door was, we couldn't fit you couldn't buy the standard staircase like jigsaw puzzle. And
I showed you before the stream, like the center of my back. I'm not going to do it on stream because dignity
is just the
slap bang in the middle,
right on the spine.
Slap bang in the middle is where I landed, and immediately when I got to the bottom, I know we're going on tangent.
Tangent away.
Tangents are fine. So I fell down. I got winded, and I slid down the stairs as well. So I hit one part in the middle of my spine, one at the top, and I slid down, and I just went. Ugh!
Oh, and you became Magneto.
Yes, with tingly arm powers.
He had pins and needles in his hands, and I was like, do you think that's how Magneto feels when he's using his powers? Just pins and needles.
We were discussing that before we started. I'm pretty sure I could move some of the doors because some of the handles are there. Or
was that just your eyes focusing out from the concussion?
I really don't know, but I was there.
Here. Wake up, Aiden. Wake up.
Is this the Matrix?
No, you're in hospital. Wake up, Aiden. No.
Can I stop bullets?
You wake up and it's me. You're late for stream.
Fuck! So, right, getting back to the story.
Anyway,
get back to the story, right?
Yes. I love this.
I was at the bottom of the stairs, and the genuine first serious thought that went through my head was, I was winded, I couldn't scream in pain, that was a bit scary.
Yeah.
And instantly I thought, shit, I can't move. And I was like, okay, right, I've got to step through that process to make sure that everything's okay. So move my left arm, and I was like, right, okay, that's fine. I moved my right arm, and that was a bit sort of like trembly at the time. And I'd caught my arm at the bottom as well.
So you hit your funny bone probably, or a tendon.
Yeah, which is where Magneto powers come from.
Yes, of course. So we all know that it's considered his funny bone.
My wife came up the stairs. She heard a thud. The cat got startled. Yeah, she gingerly made her way upstairs. It's just like, oh, is everything all right? And I'm like, no. And she just sort of stood there and looked at me, and I'm breathing quite heavily to try and just control pain. And
oh my god!
And she just sort of stared at me. And oh, by the way, hi Rachel. I do. Love
hi
you.
Rachel. By the way, hello.
I do love you very much.
Hi.
Yeah. So, And she's just like, do you want me to help you up? I said, I think that would be best, yes, because I can't stand. So I put my arm around her. She lifted me up. I grabbed the door frame, and I was just like, right, I can stand under my own power. This is fine. Shuffled over.
I would have loved if you had just gone and just... I could stand under my own power. Just fell.
It's just like, are you okay? Nope.
But I think if I'm right in saying Rachel took a tumble once, and you were very supportive.
No, I wasn't.
Hold on, no, I missed. No, you weren't.
No, I was an arse. I really was. So I think it's my comeuppance in that regard. So Rachel took a fall on the exact same set of stairs, and my immediate response was sort of, what happened? And then because of the shock, you're
being hysterical. Woman.
Yeah, she got into hysterics, and she was just like, well, but I went this and this happened and this, and I was just like, well, you're fucking stupid then, aren't you? And she's just like, it's just like, well, you're being so unsympathetic. Where? And I was just like, well, I thought about I thought about it afterwards, and I was just like, yeah, I was being a total arse. I really was.
Well,
and I got my comeuppance today, definitely. She could have just left me there, just like, no, remember that time where you made fun of me when I fell down the stairs? Well, get up on your own, kind of thing, and do that.
Well, remember, I was telling you like before stream when I'd fallen down the stairs. I was at home at the time, and which is where the fucking horrible staircase is, and. My mother and father were in the living room. It was getting late at night, and I don't know what it was. I don't know how I felt. You just fall. I don't remember how it happened, but I just fell. Like I just went.
Did you get magneto powers too?
On my side?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were saying.
And what I got is a clot in my hip now, which is it is what it is. But I fell down the stairs. My old man was like, "Here's the noise. Here's me swearing and effing blind, shouting at the top of my lungs." I thought I'd broken it. I thought I'd broken my hip. Well, because the pain was unbearable. So, he comes out of the living room, flicks the light on. It's like, oh my god, comes over, like starts to help me. My mum comes out, just as you said, like gingerly, just slowly, just goes, "What's that, a bloody noise?" And I'm just like, "Thanks, mum. I'm in fucking agony over here." And then she realised, then came over, was like, "Oh god," and then just tried to help me.
Well, the first sort of point of call was, as I thought, I can't move. I was like, okay. That might be a problem.
This is my life now.
Yeah, it's just like I might be fucking paralyzed, and that was my wife's. That was her first thought when she came up, sawing me sprawled on the bottom of the stairs, just
in a knot,
just in a knot, just breathing, just going. It's just like, you okay, dear? No, I'm not actually. So yeah, I did go into shock, and and the colour went.
Oh god!
But I didn't throw up, so that's something.
Oh god!
But anyway, on that tangent, I'm fine.
No, but tangent. This is the whole. Like I said, the whole point of the stream is a Q&A to interview people over it. But tangents, talking about stuff, it's all we all need it now.
Yeah.
Aiden turned up today in his new car.
That's also new now.
Well, it's new. Can I
ask a question? Is there meant to be music?
No, well, normally there is, but for this one, I'm adding it afterwards.
No.
So now I've just spoiled that for everyone. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it's
believe it or not, because this one I have to edit. I have to edit the start of this one, so I'm going to put the music in after.
Well, all right then. I'll just be like, oh well, is this from Rogue Hobbies?
Well, actually,
yes,
do you know what? I can
play it?
I can. Yeah, I can. I can play it. It's Rogue Hobbies, but what I can do is I could just play it like this for now, and I can just take.
There we go. That works, because I was expecting the Rogue Hobbies music.
There is, and yeah, I love Rogue Hobbies, and don't get me wrong, I really appreciate the music. By the way, Louise, thank you so much. But I was going to add the Rogue Hobbies in afterwards because I have to edit this one. But what I'm going to do is it was going to make it easy to edit. But with the Rogue Hobby music now, what I can do is I can just play the Rogue music at the end of the stream, and then just take that as an audio and just audio file and just throw it into the front.
Yeah.
But anyway, you turned up in your drag.
Oh yes, my drag.
Aiden owns a jag.
I do own a jag.
And for those of you who don't understand it, every time you say jag, you have to say jag. If anyone who's Top Gear fan here, so if some of my equipment goes missing, we all know it's because Aiden has just helped himself. He's borrowing.
Oh no! I mean, I'm just loaning you it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm here to claim it.
Yeah, and
because it's all mine.
Of course,
we know that.
Well, it is yours because you drive a jag.
Yes.
It's I can't wait to hear how that sounds coming out. It's like jag. Drive the jag.
You drive a jag.
But yeah, so you do, and it's a very nice jag.
It is. Yes, it
I drive a van.
I drive a Jag.
You drive a Jag.
I do.
I do know.
It's very nice.
But you know what? We do need to. The whole point it is a Q&A stream. We're gonna get to the questions.
No, we're not.
Herbert Miniatures. Miniatures. You do Warhammer minis. By the way, I just want to show off this very retro box.
What, the actual lid?
Oh yeah, just to pass through the lid. Check out this retro monolith box. Check that out, and it says on it Monolith Necron War Machine.
Yeah, when did I get
Very
that?
cool.
It would have been.
It must have a date or something on it. Component code 992701100004.
I'm gonna
Global
say,
lid Necron Monolith.
I'm gonna say about 2004 that I got that box.
Do you know? I'm trying to find like a date. Oh, here you go. 2002.
Oh, it's 2002.
Property of Games Luxury Limited, 2002, all rights reserved. Jesus.
Yeah.
But no one under the age of 0 to 3 years old. It's so
the
cool.
box itself...
The box is probably worth a lot of money.
The box itself is... Well, it's 2002, isn't it? We're in 2024, so that's 2022... No, hang on. 2022 would be
2022 to 2024.
So, 22-year-old box. It's older than most adults.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's all there, though. The bottom piece of the box there and all the...
Yeah.
What's really weird, by the way, is the instructions. I haven't seen this in ages, but the instructions are actually on the outside of the box.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that since 19-dickety-2, and we have to say dickety.
I put that there.
Kaiser had stolen.
We'll cover up the
20.
Rubicon. Not a
Simpsons
sponsor.
reference there for anyone who saw it.
Yes.
But
so,
check this out. The actual box art is there, and then you go around and there's the tech stuff. But then you get to the instructions. There's the instructions, and it tells you how to build it. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's very cool. I do love the minis and stuff you've bought. We were going to have a second camera set up, but I haven't managed to sort anything out like that.
We'll come to this bit later.
But we'll come to that bit later.
Yes.
What I would like to ask is, as a first question, is how long have you been painting? Now, you bought that in 2002, so...
Well, no, the box is from 2002. The actual model would have been bought around about when I started. So I would have started in 2004.
Oh, right, okay.
Give or take. No, actually, I lie, because these are Lord of the Rings minis. So I started
the Lord of the Rings minis are in the box.
Yeah, so this is the 22nd year that I've been painting.
So this is 22 years.
22 years.
So how old were you when you started?
I was in my teens.
So
I would have been at least 14?
14, 15 that way then.
About that, yeah.
I'm not very quick with the maths, but...
About 14.
That's pretty decent, because I've had people tell me back when they were like lead models, just like what, and they're painting stuff now, and they're just like how far it's come and everything, and
this would be an example of that.
But 100%. My favorite thing is when they go, so these are all my like Warhammer minis, and you see this glass cabinet with lights and stuff in it. It's so pretty and everything, and they go, and then these are my older minis, and they have to be put on this cast iron plinth because of the amount of weight with like 4 dreadnoughts, and they're all made of solid lead, or pewter, and it's just like, this is my reinforced like concrete shelf because of the weight of this army, and it's just like I would love to turn them to a tournament that they just put their Games Workshop box and they start getting their minis out, and you just come over the forklift, just lift onto the table, start taking out the here you go, the bang, and then take it down.
I do miss those days where you could carry around the old Games Workshop case, which I've got about 4 of them.
Oh, the old ones, or the ones that are discontinued now.
Well, they're discontinued. I got 4 of the Citadel ones. So not the Games Workshop monogrammed ones, but the actual Citadel monogrammed ones. So they're all hard plastic.
Oh, they're all the hard plastic ones.
Yeah. So I got 3 of the small ones, 1 of the bigger ones, and one of the
huge one.
I got the monster case one.
Oh, the
which
monster
is
case one. Yeah,
massive.
The huge one.
Yeah.
I wanted one of those for the longest time to carry my Reaver Titans. But now I have boxes. I have boxes, and I have a way of transporting them.
Yeah.
Ranger of Krieg still has one of my Reavers, believe it or not.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's currently making a really awesome display base for it, and I can't wait to get that base. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be like it's going to be a city, and there's going to be like a road with actual like road markings on it, like double yellow.
Tiny Space Marines,
and there's going to be a huge trench in the middle where the like ground is cracked open, and it's stepping over the trench. It's going to be so cool. And then, it's going to be like Krieg or Space Marines or something.
Just
in
get
the trench.
Legion Imperialis Space Marines.
And
put them on.
Just for scale. I might do that.
That would be stupid.
That would be so funny, though.
Yeah.
That would be quite cool. I want to do street lamps with a little 9-volt battery hidden away and click it.
And actually have the street lights in there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Or there's a really cool thing where you can make them flicker, make them look like they're.
There's numerous patterns you can do for LED lights. I haven't delved into LED lights a lot. But
I've delved into just wiring them up. But like for my proton pack and stuff like that, I've fixed them and like there's like sequences and stuff, and that's fine. But I've not really gotten.
Yeah.
I have the Kamui Cosplay Beginner's LED book, which is good enough at the beginning. But like I said, if I want to get into like some serious stuff, I'd have to look up a tutorial.
Yeah.
But
yeah, to answer the first question, I've been painting minis now for 22 years.
22 years.
This is the 22nd.
But when did you start your Instagram then? Was that quite recent?
Instagram and social media and things like that, I started in 2020.
Oh, so not bad. So
about 3 years I've been doing that kind of thing. I did dabble with 1 or 2 videos during lockdown for YouTube.
Lockdown. But you guys can check all that out in the description. All the links will be there. Hopefully, you'll be able to do a link tree before this goes out. Possibly.
Yes, that's the plan.
If not, there'll be a link tree.
Yeah, there might be.
In the video
we might step into the future.
We'll
Who knows?
see. But no, your YouTube videos. I've watched them. I skimmed through them first while I was talking to you on the phone, just so I could see how they were going.
Yes, because
then I watched.
For the viewers' benefit, we did have a telephone call yesterday, because Dovrig is one of the few people who actually has my mobile number.
Yeah, and
everyone else can get fucked. So,
funnily enough, he didn't know it was me.
No, because I switched. No. Right, I tell you what happened. Right, there. Right, I switched. I switched phones a couple of times, and I reckon I lost it along the way.
Along the way, I thought that would have been one of the numbers you cherished.
Well, I don't save numbers to SIM cards, Dovrig. I don't.
I tell you what, I save them to the phone because
I do it as well.
I cannot stand just. When people save them yesterday, the SIM card gets corrupted, and you're like, there you go.
It's like all your contacts are gone.
Yeah. I have all my contacts backed up. I backed them up and put them on my PC, so I've got them as a backup line.
See,
I've had it fail once on my old S8 I had.
I very very nowadays phone people, but I do kind of want to change that a little bit.
The problem is, right, with this is I can't believe I was about to. Well, no, I might as well say this. The problem with this generation.
Are you going to do rant mode?
No, I'm going to. So the problem with this generation, right? No, the problem with not the problem, but like, I have friends who are younger.
Friends?
I have, believe it or not, right?
Good Lord,
you're one of them.
I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. But so you're such a dick.
I'm really not.
I have some younger friends who are they're into cosplay and stuff like that, and obviously I have my older cosplay friends and stuff, and they all sympathise with me because obviously they're all the same generation or whatever, all fine. But then younger cosplayers like that, and I'm just like, I'll just give you a call if you need a hand with that thing or whatever. Just give me a call. And they go, I don't really like calling. I don't like answering the phone. Or there'll be people there, their phone will ring and they'll just sit there and watch it.
Yeah, I've seen a few people like that.
Panic.
I mean,
I don't want to answer it. Even though it says like whoever's name it is, they still panic.
Yeah, I think it's possibly a remnant of COVID in that regard. No, I think it's possibly that's.
But that's the thing. I've been talking to somebody on Facebook Messenger, and I'm talking, typing, and I'm just like, this could be just a long conversation, but just we could.
This could be a call.
Yeah.
And so this would be so much quicker.
I'll message like, "Are you free right now?" And they go, "Yeah, I'm free." I'm like, "Cool." I'll call them, and they go, "Oh, I don't really like calling." I'm like,
"Why?"
Okay, fine. And then I'm text just essays of stuff, and it's just like I don't mind typing, but there is a point where you just kind of this could be a call.
Yeah.
But luckily now, Discord culture is really big, and people just jump on Discord. Like, oh, would you jump on Discord? No, just jump on Discord. And it's so handy. I love Discord.
I mean, I'm one of these old people that did Skype.
Skype.
Yeah, I've still got Skype.
I did MSN. I loved MSN.
Oh yeah, MSN.
Messenger.
God, what a nostalgia trip that was.
Yeah, MSN.
Yeah. I remember, all of the things and the little dancing guys and things.
Oh yeah, and the laughing woman with the big head.
Oh, that was fucking scary. That was.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
It looked like a lecturer of mine. It was like scarring.
Yeah, like a giant with giant lips, and she'd lie down. She'd go ha ha ha, and you'd be like, okay, that's annoying. Or
but if you had the volume up full.
Oh god, if you're listening to music and that would happen, I hated that. Do you remember nudges?
Yes.
You would just shake the whole screen.
It just shakes the whole screen. I used to do it all the time.
Yeah,
it annoyed
you
people.
send loads, and there's no limit. I just fucking hate it. You end up blocking them until they've stopped, and you unblock them and go right.
Fortunately, whenever I did that, I never got blocked.
Oh, fair enough.
So that was quite nice.
Clearly, we weren't friends then.
Well, clearly we weren't, Dovering. This was before our time. Before the dark times.
Oh, before the dark times.
Yes,
before Command Park.
Before the Empire.
Because you guys came to Command Park, didn't you?
No.
You guys didn't? Oh,
no. I knew people who did, but I was very socially crippled at the time.
We're going deep back into my past right now. I haven't gone this far back
with anyone.
No, I really
because nobody knows you like I do.
Yeah, I swear to you, if I got some of my older friends onto here, like my school friends, or even before then, oh my god, the stories we could tell.
There's numerous stories you and I could tell, which I think we should probably come back to a bit later because we've deviated again.
Yeah, no, but that's the whole point of this. Like,
I know, but you need to ask me questions.
I always get back on track, but it's always nice to just this.
It's nice to do, but you need to ask me some fucking questions.
What's quite funny about this, also, by the way, is this is how I want the podcast to go. As in, I don't want a list of questions for the podcast. I just want to be like, Aidan, you bastard, how are you? And
Deverick, you twat. Yeah, I'm fine.
Conversation, and then just do what we just did. Yeah. And just go on tangents or whatever that, and just fucking do that.
Yeah. I tell you what, these headphones are really fucking me off. They keep slipping off my slick back hair.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's horrible. It's not your fault. I'll just have to pin them.
I bought them.
Well, I have to pin them to my enormous head.
I've got a screw. Hold on.
What, you just want to screw it in?
I could use the bolts. Screw that to your head.
Sounds fancy. Anyway, sorry.
Biggest mini you've ever painted? I know that sentence sounds odd, but everyone calls them minis regardless. But biggest model you've ever painted? Doesn't have to be Warhammer. Doesn't have to be anything in particular.
Model I've painted.
Like, for example, if you're like, does it have to be Warhammer? No, it doesn't. It could be anything. Like, it could be like a full-size Titanic or a
no, it's not. Biggest model.
Yeah. You usually get some people, but some people know off the top of their heads. But
but I have to fire up the DeLorean and go back in time.
Jag.
Fire up the Jag. Yes.
Fire up the Jag.
The time-traveling Jag.
Jeeves, take me back in time. Yes, sir. Where would you like to go? Bleep.
Well, I'd like to go to 1925.
1925.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I'd like to buy an ice cream for a penny.
For a threepence.
For threepence or a shilling.
A shilling.
I'd like to go back to the time of Mary Poppins.
Yes, where people could fly.
Yes.
Anyway,
right, questions.
Biggest mini you've ever painted. Biggest model you've ever painted. I can see you've got a monolith box. Do you own a monolith?
Yes.
Is that the biggest mini you've ever painted?
That's possibly the biggest one. It is properly kit bashed and converted though.
Fair, yeah, but I mean, in terms of scale, the model is like that big.
The model is a brick. I do have a Tesseract Vault for Necrons.
That's bigger.
Yeah, that's much bigger.
That's a lot bigger.
Have
you painted that?
No.
Oh, okay. So far, then the monolith is the biggest.
The monolith is the biggest. The Tesseract Vault will be the biggest after that because one arm of that is is the same width as a monolith.
As a monolith,
yeah.
You could probably fit a monolith. You could have four monoliths. You could fit a monolith
in the corner of it. Yeah. But I want to magnetize it to try and
that would be a good shout.
Get it for the obelisk variant as well, which that is just the edges put together.
Yeah, but
that's smaller.
Yeah, it is smaller.
That's actually smaller. But in terms of footprint, the Tesseract, because it's got the arms on the inside and the Catan and things like that, it's just a Necron Pokeball, really.
Oh my god,
it is.
That's the way to stop Necrons. Got to catch them all.
Yeah, Pokemon. That's probably
how'd you get all the Necrons on the Space Marine carrier? Pokemon. Sorry.
But they teleport, Dovrig.
True.
They just phase in and out of reality.
I tell you what, the Reaver Titan is still mine. I haven't got bigger than a Reaver Titan.
I haven't gone with any of the Titans, although I probably have the excess income to do it.
Unless
I just don't want to.
Unless I unless people are like, well, technically your Space Marines are 1-to-1 mini. It's like, yeah, it's not. It's a cosplay. Although my favorite thing is when people come and they go, "Oh, I hate painting hazard stripes. I love painting them." It's like,
hazard
yeah, but
fine.
you can do them in bigger scale. I'm doing 1-to-1 scale. Your hazard stripes are great on the biker you did for me.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah. The pictures of this, by the way, will be on online on Aiden's Instagram, including my Instagram, because I'll probably share them as well.
Yeah.
But I know you guys can't see this, but this is a
well, you can see it. It's just really, really far away.
This is a Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine biker, an Iron Warrior biker that Aiden made for me, and it's badass. It has power claw and everything, and it looks sick, and I love it. And it's on like a Mars base, and it's so cool.
I think the conversion of it took a lot longer.
It's a tracked quad bike as well, by the way. Not a two-wheel bike. It's got tracks on the back. And it's just,
I think that took longer to do, to actually just build it and to kit bash it together.
It's so cool.
The painting of it, I think, if memory serves, took
I really do love this.
A day.
There will be pictures, link in the description, but a day is not bad. You gave it was a birthday present.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it was on my birthday.
Yes, and you were like, "Oh wow, that's amazing."
I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I have 5 of mini me's now. It's crazy that I've got 5 of them.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that people. I can't believe that people are making miniature versions of me and being like, "Here you go," and I'm like, so cool. Voice of Kosh on Twitter was the first, or on X now, but Twitter was the first one to make a miniature of me, and they thought it was very cool. Yeah. It's really accurate to me too. Back before I changed my shins and stuff, but still very cool.
Yeah.
On the same vein, then, with the biggest miniature, what is the smallest miniature you've ever painted? Now I know there are these teeny tiny little. You can paint now, but
I've gotten into Legion Imperialis.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Because you know what I thought you were going to say was those little scarabs from Necrons. You know the base with like a bunch of them.
That's currently the smallest.
Oh, right. But
they will be superseded by Legion Imperialis because the actual troops are like that high.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, you don't need to be as detailed. That's fine because they're going to be miles away.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the same time, I put together some of the Ogrins and some of the Dreadnoughts and things like that, and they come in 4 pieces. And I'm just like, why the fuck do they come in 4 pieces if it's for epic scale? It doesn't make any sense. So I kind of see why is to preserve detail in the mold and things like that.
Of course. But
the troops themselves, they're done in quite an ingenious way. That the actual mold of it is the connection point of the sprue is on the bottom where you'd glue it to the base.
Oh, so there's no... Oh, that's very cool.
So I thought that was quite nice.
I haven't looked into them too much because I think it gets to the point where that I think it's a bit too small. Like
it's fucking tiny.
Because I can barely paint Space Marines.
Yeah.
Well, I say Space Marines. You know, like the normal Space before Primaris, but like the normal Space Marines. Primaris, I know they're a little bit taller now, so that technically the models are bigger.
Yes.
But they're always standing on a rock or something. There's always a rock.
Do you know why they did that?
What, standing on a rock?
No, do you know why they made Primaris Space Marines?
Because they're firstborns.
No.
Oh.
There's a deeper reason for that.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just like continuing the narrative.
No. Primaris Space Marines came about because there was a lawsuit against an individual who used the term Space Marine. And and Games Workshop lost.
Oh, brilliant.
Because
brilliant.
Because they proved that, or they'd proven that the term Space Marine predated their copyright. So the reason why they've changed all of the names from like Eldar and Space Marines and things like that is for copyright protection.
So Primaris is now Games Workshop.
So it's Primaris Space Marines is Games Workshop specific.
Right. But
so
Space
Adaptus Astartes, that kind of thing is also for copywriting. It's also for narrative as well. I get that.
I get that.
But it retcons a lot of things.
Like, don't get me wrong, I get the lore behind it, Belisarius Call and all that kind of stuff. But that's cool. That's very cool. I didn't know.
No, so I came across that.
I like that.
I came across that and I watched it when it was happening, and it was just like, Games Workshop have lost, and I'm just like, oh, that's a bit of a bugger. How are they going to do that for other things like orcs?
Yeah.
And Eldar.
Well, they can't do it with orcs. Orcs is orcs. Orcs is everywhere. Orcs is Lord of the Rings.
They are.
Everywhere. Orcs is literally everywhere. I love orcs.
I love orcs too. They're fun.
I still tell people that story, even though everyone knows it. And like I said, I probably tell it wrong every time, but I get the gist right, which is there's a bunch of Imperial Guard defending a point against orcs, and they're shooting them, and they run out of ammunition for their las guns. And like the commander or the commissar or someone has the idea of saying, like, grabs a gun and it's like slams an empty las mag into it and just goes bang, and the orc dies. The orc falls over. So everyone starts doing it. He gives the orders. They all start shouting bang, and they all start like falling over. Until like a large group of orcs, like 3 both sides, and like an orc lying on top of them, are like running towards them, and they're all shouting bang bang, and they're not dying, and they're running towards them, and they're still trying, and then they can hear the orcs chanting something, and as they come closer, the orcs are going, I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank. So it's just, and that's just it's such a funny story.
They paint themselves red so they go faster.
They were just orcs like huddled together with an orc on top. I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank. Like I said, I probably get the story wrong. It's probably because it's much longer. There's a YouTube video about it. I'll have to send you the link after. But it's so funny. Because Warhammer lore is great, and you have Space Marines and you have the Primarchs and all that kind of stuff, and it's all quite serious, and it's all like, and then the Dark Mechanicus,
and then you have orcs that sprout out of the fucking ground.
Orcs are just like, I believe that this pipe I have just stuffed into this random thing I've got here, this like random mechanical thing or whatever. This is now a power maul.
Yeah.
And he sticks a button and he presses the button and suddenly it lights and the power maul works.
Yeah, because they believe it works.
All the orcs believe it works.
It's just like this thing goes faster because it's red.
Yeah, paint it red. Or if you accidentally paint something purple, where did it go?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Purple's invisible.
Purple is invisible. And like,
how does Emperor's Children work then? Can they not see them?
They can't see them, bro. But like the little minis of like an orc with a cardboard cutout of a Space Marine's face in front of him, and he's like, I'm a Space Marine. And it's just like someone made them, and there's one hiding in a barrel, and it's so good, and it's so good. But
yeah, so back to the question.
But smallest minis will now be your
smallest minis will be the troops for Legions Imperialis, which are like, I think, a millimeter.
So I've taught you now to focus with the front thing when you do manual focus.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You're going to be able to zoom right in.
Yeah, because the lens I've got can go quite in, and I was just like, Dovey came on, and he was just like, oh yeah, because I got some better pictures of the Iron Warrior on a bike.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, it was a case of, oh, did you know you could do this in? And I'm just like, well, what the fuck have you done there? What wizardry is this?
What sorcery is this?
You're a wizard? And it's just,
you're a wizard, Harry.
We've taught each other a lot of things over the years.
We have.
Now, I'm like, oh, don't show brands on stream because people don't pay for it and stuff like that. But whatever. I like to talk about some like paint brands and stuff like that. For example, Colourforge. Again, I always talk about Colourforge. Love Colourforge. I'm an affiliate of theirs. If you guys want incredible, huge cans of amazing primers and paints and stuff, please go to Colourforge. Use my link below. It's in my link tree. Colourforge. It helps me out. Helps the channel out. It's really appreciated. I use Colourforge for my cosplay too, and I've sort of asked them, like, I'm going to test these on my cosplay, and if they work on cosplay, I'm going to promote them more for cosplay.
Well, yeah.
But they also work for miniatures, and
they do.
And their new white is, everyone's raving about how amazing their white is, because I
haven't used it yet, but the black is one of the best ones I've used.
Well, if you do get them, you should link Iron Warrior cosplay link.
Well, yes.
Help me out. But
I will do that.
I have to ask you though, what is your personal favorite paint brand? Not particularly like spray, but like paints, because I know there's Vallejo, there's Army Painter, there's so many different ones.
I'm looking to actually switch my paints out.
Oh, who are you currently with?
They're currently Citadel ones.
Oh, so you got the GW paints, which are still good. Like, they're not bad. They're shit. I can't believe they're changing. They're changing all of that.
They're okay. The paints in question that I've got, most of them you can't buy. So
you've got the older paints.
I got the very older paints, yeah, but I've managed to preserve them and keep them going.
Yeah, of course.
That kind of thing. I do actually
hexagon glass.
No. I've got.
I've got those.
I used to have the hexagon ones, but those ones dried out, unfortunately.
I've kept 12 going, mostly.
Nice.
But they're like I said, I don't paint minis often, so it's probably dried out by now.
Yeah,
but
it might have done. I do have a pot of Griffin sepia.
Oh,
a very, 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 very small amount left.
Still nice,
which
though.
no, you can't have it. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't see the light of day often.
No, because the sun might dry it out.
It's just this tiny amount left, and it's just like you open it up and a moth flies out.
Oh God! You open it up, you tip it out, it's powder.
It's I've managed to keep it going, but it's very much I don't use that often. I keep it. Yeah. But I don't use that often. It's for very special projects.
There's a few people I know like that who do that, and they try to find replacements for it, but they just
very
can't.
Difficult to do.
It's just you can't find a
you can do
it.
The sepia that Citadel do already, but it's just not the same.
No,
it's really not.
I agree. There are certain brands of like stuff for cosplay mainly. There's certain brands that I'll buy, and then they go and change it, or they'll discontinue it. And I try to find
not fun.
Like I've said, if Thompson's 10-year roof seal, if that company stops making roof seal, I don't know what I can replace it with.
No, because there's nothing, is there?
I don't know. I haven't researched it because Dave Damon told me about Thompson's 10 roof sealer, and I've never looked back. Well, luckily for me, they're still going, so that's good. But I'm not going to stock up on it because, like I said, it dries out.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong, roof sealer would probably dry out over years.
There wouldn't be a point in stocking up on it. Quite rightly, as you said, it will dry out eventually.
Oh yeah, eventually. Yeah, if I don't use it because it takes me 3 years to get through a tin sometimes, depending on how much.
So the problem will be, you'll have one, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to stop selling it." It's like, "Oh, okay, I'll open this." You just have a cloud of poisonous fumes,
vapor,
and you just breathe that in, and you become Thompson's roof seal.
I become Thompson. I become Tom Thompson.
Tom's son.
Tom's son.
Son of Tom. Right, but the paint's in question, right? At the moment, it's Citadel. I did try,
which is no problem.
No, it's absolutely fine. I do have a few Vallejo. I do have some Army Painter.
Oh, I'm painter. Vallejo, I find just so expensive.
Vallejo, I was given a set by my wife of color shifter ones.
Oh, I was given a set of Vallejo by my girlfriend, but they're all that. What I love about it is she knew exactly what I needed. And they're all the metallics, the golds, the pewters, the silvers.
On the metallics front, I've switched all of mine out completely.
Oh, have you actually?
Yes.
Who do you use for metallics then?
Duncan Rhodes, 2 thin coats.
Duncan Rhodes! Love Duncan Rhodes. Yeah. He's such a legend. He has been on the stream. I keep telling people, I keep naming him. Yeah, he's been on the stream.
I met him.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I met him in, I want to say it would have been probably the year we met, 2012. So I went to Nottingham, and I met quite a few people. So there's Jarvis, who was there.
Yeah.
There was a couple of artists, a couple of authors at the time. And Duncan Rhodes was there because he was working with Games Workshop at the time, and I had a chat with him. He was a very nice man.
Such a nice human being.
And when I put up a test model that I did of some of the Duncan Rhodes paints, and I said about the metallics, and I was just like, yeah, these are amazing. And he responded.
That's so cool.
He's just like, oh, what do you like about them? And I said, well, you only need the one coat, really, to get a good solid
even
finish.
Though I know it's like 2 thin coats, but if the one coat works, the one coat works.
Yeah. And
that's so nice.
In that respect, he followed my Facebook page afterwards, which I thought was really nice.
Duncan, you're so nice. Duncan's such a legend.
I'd love to meet him again. That would be really cool.
I've met him 3 times, and I've had him on stream.
Yeah.
And I was also there. There's a famous picture of him during Warhammer Fest. And it's the look of a man who's like, and he did the, and he's pointing at the banner they had, which was, and finally one thick coat when the paints came out. And finally one thick coat, and there's a picture of him horrified. I was behind the guy who took that picture.
Oh wow!
So I was there for the birth of a meme, and I'm so happy about that. I remember that so vividly because I remember looking, going, that's funny. And I was going to take it, and the guy next to me, literally, I was here. There was a person here. There was a guy here, and he had his phone. He took the picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool. Then I saw it online, and everyone was like, look, the look of a man who's like completely horrified. He's like, and it's so cool.
But
and
yes, I liked Duncan Rhodes paints. I'm looking to shift to. Completely.
See, they are good.
There's, I I've tested some of them, and I think, color saturation wise, some of them are a little bit brighter when they go on, but when they dry, it does fade back a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't become as stark.
I like that.
I like that Too Thin Coats has gone with the old glazes.
Yeah,
that
a lot of people
G-dubs used to have, and I've still got them. I've still got the glazes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've got
probably
all
worth a bit of money now.
I've got all of the glazes. I moved them from their original pots into dropper bottles.
Yeah, of course.
But
everyone does, because it's just easier.
Well, the pots for Games Workshop are just really not good.
They're not. I'm
sorry to say it.
No, but it's true that they get caked up. Everyone knows it. They get caked up, and then they get caked. But no, they get caked up, and they become fucking useless. And
ultimately
then
so.
you have to buy another one. It's like, great.
Well, that's part of their design. I reckon, this is a theory of mine, is that the pots... I thought about this.
I haven't got my tinfoil hat.
You might need one. Right. I just adjust myself in the chair slightly and get comfortable, right? And I lean in a little bit. So I have a theory that they do that intentionally, and that they allow the paint to go on the back so that when it dries, it forms a gap.
Right.
And if it forms a gap, it dries out the paint quicker. That's my working theory.
As you look behind the scary door.
Well, for me, it'd be a very boring, scary door. It's like, oh yes, I am watching paint dry in a pot.
Chance, when you open the scary door, would it be a set of stairs?
Oh, fuck off!
I had to get it in there somewhere, and at the bottom,
it would be you driving with my Jag, and I'd be like, no!
Oh, you would love if I drove your Jag. I'd floor it. Oh, although it's an automatic.
No, it's a manual.
It is a manual.
It's a XF.
God.
But it's an XF, but it's a manual. Which is very hard to find in Jaguars, which is part of the reason.
And part of the Jag.
But that's partly why I got it. Is I didn't want an automatic one.
I can't stand automatics.
I don't mind them, but for a manual, it's better.
I love manuals. They're so much nicer.
Yeah,
they just are. I just feel like I have more control, and it's just, I don't know, it's better. But then you go to the US, and their majority is.
They call manual stick shift, and I'm just like,
I can't drive stick.
Oh, I can't drive stick shift. I'll crash into the sidewalk with my eyeglasses.
Yes. With my eyeglasses.
I'm just like
with my seeing eyeglasses.
With my seeing eyeglasses.
Yeah, unlike my non-seeing.
I gotta go see the eye doctor. You mean an optician? You mean an optician?
I love it. It's just.
It's just an oversimplification. I'm sorry to say it. It's an oversimplification of language.
I forgot to mention the beginning extreme. Ladies and gentlemen, Aidan, the American hater.
I'm not an American hater. Not at all. I love Americans very much. Yeah. These fucking headphones, man.
I don't know why they're falling off.
They're really annoying.
Do you want put them all the way on if you like, so then you can just.
But then I won't hear you.
Why are they falling off though?
I don't know.
Have you pulled them out and adjusted them?
Might have done. I don't know. I do have
pop them off and pull them out. They have no. Yeah, there you go. So pull those out. They might sit better.
Because I want to listen to the cool music.
Yeah, the music is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I know it's background music, but it's still very cool. Is that better?
Yeah, it's because I've been keeping it there.
Well, yeah, pop it. I'm loud enough. You could probably hear me.
I don't know. Try it now.
If I had to ask you a question, do you airbrush?
Yes.
You do now,
but not often.
No, but this is quite interesting though. Is what paints do you use? Because I know some people have used like is it called a medium? They use something to water down other particular paints, and then they airbrush those paints instead of buying airbrush specific paints.
I personally think, and I know that there are some people who will just buy air specific paints because they're very thin.
Yeah.
But still have a very high pigmentation. So that's why people use them, is that flow control is quite nice. But I just think it's a con.
Yeah, I've had a few people be like, airbrush paints are just this paint, but with medium added into it. And
effectively,
then,
yeah. So
they
the way
do it themselves.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I mean, I don't airbrush as often as I would like to, and it's quite a finicky thing in terms of getting the correct PSI pressure and making
fiddling with the nozzle and getting make sure the needle is clean.
Yes, so I have had clogs with the needle, but one of the things that I tend to do if I am using the airbrush is to disassemble it completely.
Yeah.
And make sure I've got like the actual lubed up needle and things
that.
I
do the
and reassemble it completely, because then the full components
it's all done
of
ready to go.
what you have. So it's not a fancy airbrush on my part. It's just a bog standard one.
I use the one that came with my airbrush.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Came with the pump even, so.
But the way that I do it is I'll do a mixture of. Well, the way I've done it is slightly different. So I use some medium, but I do use water as well.
Yeah, I've been.
But I use a pipette because it's sciencey.
Pipette. I like that. Well, with airbrushing then, what paints do you use to
I use the same paints that I do.
So you use the. Oh right, okay. So you just obviously not specifically just water, but you
adjust the ratio with the medium,
and then you just spray. Do you use that primarily for like basing the miniatures, like not the bases, but I mean like priming them even? Did you use this to like?
Yes, it
instead
depends.
Of rattle cans, for example,
I use rattle cans. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course. Like Colourforge, for example, link in description.
Yes.
I thought that
You're
was
just
subtle.
fucking shamelessly plugging all the time.
Only because Colourforge help a brother out. I'm just saying. Like, also if you guys help me out, that'd be really handy.
But yeah, so it depends what kind of colour I'm looking to go for. So the advantage of using an airbrush for basing, for example, is it just gives you a plethora. I do like that word, plethora.
Plethora.
Yes, a plethora of choice.
Lots of.
Yes. Yeah, many choices.
A lot of.
Many choices.
Several.
Yes, maybe two choices of what you can undercoat with. So you could undercoat with like a red, for instance.
Yeah.
And instead of using a rattle can one, or you can undercoat with gold, or you could twist it. So let's say, for instance, instead of buying, respectfully, Games Workshop's overpriced gold spray, you could save a bit of money by doing it through the airbrush. Yeah, you're making the investment for it and the pump, but I've had mine for 5+ years, never broken.
Never had an issue on it.
Nope. As long as you
the only
keep up with it and maintain
the only thing
it.
I've ever heard is like occasionally some of the pumps can go.
Occasionally, yeah, but that's just standard wear and tear.
Yeah, that is wear and tear on them, especially if you run them for a while.
But let's say Duncan Road's Glistening Gold, for instance. Yeah, you could take that. You could put it's marvelous. You could put that, and you could do a bit of medium in that one, and experiment a little bit, and you could do that as a base coat instead. But the problem you've got then is that if you're doing an army of stuff, if you're doing one miniature, that works brilliantly.
Yeah.
If you're doing an army of stuff, then it's volume.
You've got to make sure you get the ratio right.
You've got to have the ratio right for the amount that you need.
But you would fill the pot, so there was quite a bit in it.
This is the thing. You'd have to go beyond the pot.
Yeah,
you'd have to mix an amount.
Would you use the jar instead? Then they're even bigger. You know, the jar with the lift in it. So.
That one I slightly disagree with, because that's a siphon based.
Do you not prefer that one? Do you prefer
I don't.
Top down.
Yes,
top down.
That gives a better distribution, in my opinion, and that is of course my opinion.
Don't worry, they're not going to rip you apart.
Everyone else is welcome to their wrong opinion, of course.
No, but
yes,
you're allowed your opinion. You're wrong.
You're allowed to your wrong opinion. Yeah, I mean, of course, because I'm on the stream, I'm right.
Yeah, of course. You're here. We're
That's
not live.
Not the case. I can't tell you how fucking frustrating these headphones are.
Do you want to take them off?
I would rather take them off, if that's okay. I'm sorry to break the stream.
No, you're okay.
There we go.
If they're that bad, I'll have to try them at some point to see if they
It's
fall back
wrecking my hair, man. It really is.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had that issue. Like I said, I'll test them at some point. But yeah, leave them there.
So I can't have the music anymore, but that's okay. That's all right.
It's fine. It's currently going.
Yes. Oh, by the way, hello, Louise. Please be my friend.
Well, I don't even know. I don't know if Louise. I don't think Louise watches my streams.
I don't know. I mean, that'd be nice if she did.
I watch her streams occasionally when I can, but like I said, I've much
watched.
I can't.
In fairness, going on that tangent.
Yeah, go for it.
What in terms of Louise's stuff that she's put out? I think it's
great.
I think it's funny.
It's so great.
It's not serious.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
just
I love about it.
tongue in cheek, and it's just this little goblin, this little Nurgle guy with the hat. I've got one of them. I need to paint it.
Oh, no way!
And it's just like, this is the idea I was going to have. I was going to do a Nurgle-based Land Raider, at some point.
That would be cool.
And in the back where the door comes down, I was going to put that little goblin there, just going, ha ha.
Okay.
And I'm just like,
do you know what? I'm gonna get Louise to watch this part of the stream. I'll send her the time link. I'll be like, please watch this. My friend Aiden really likes you. Please be his friend. Just really cool being able to tell people like, yeah, me and Louise are friends. It's just kind of cool to be like, yeah, me and Louise are friends. Like,
I don't have friends, Jeffrey. We know this.
The amount of times I've been to Nottingham and she's been there during an event like the open day or like the release of like Horus Heresy event and stuff like that. And she's been there working for GW before she moved to streaming.
Yes, I did see on some of the videos that she did. She didn't imply the reasoning why.
No, of course not.
Which is of course her prerogative to do.
And she's doing much better now, I'd say.
Well, that's the thing. I think
shackles of oppression have been.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I would say any working environment, if it's not positive, you shouldn't be there. It's just not worth it. It's really not.
But with her, every time we'd go to an event, it'd always be huge, like really excited, big hugs, say hi and everything. Give her props and be like, "Hey, I've made a new prop." Give her like small person, big prop, small big prop.
How short is she?
Very.
Is she?
Yeah, I can't tell you a height because I don't know, but very.
But you're a very tall Goliath man.
Yeah, but also when I'm in my space marine, it was it's just
no. Even when you're not in your space marine, I have to be like, "Hi, Dobrik, how are you?"
I love giving her. I gave her the chainsword.
Yeah,
I made the chainsword. Took it to her. Gave her the chainsword. She was just like, and it was like her height. It was just so funny. I love it. It was so much fun. And I did it wrong. I haven't seen it for a while. I saw it at Play Expo, not Play Expo, sorry, Games Expo, Birmingham.
Yeah,
I saw her there last when. Dave from Mini Wargaming.
He's an interesting fellow.
He got to wear my Iron Warrior. I like him.
I've seen some of the things, where you've interacted
amazing.
with him. But this is the thing,
he's crazy.
He comes across as one of those exuberant types.
He's amazing.
Of extroverted people.
Yeah. Which is fine. Me and him get along like a house on fire. It's so good. He's loud. I'm loud. We're both out there. We both just do stuff. It's just. I love it. I love how he jokingly. I was gonna be like, "Do you want to wear the Iron Warrior?" But then he just went, "I just want to get in him." And it's like, "No, I'm joking." And I was like, "Well, actually," and he was just like, and it's so funny watching somebody as confident everything as him hit a brick when you tell him you can get in the Iron Warrior. It's just so it made me feel like okay. I thought it was quite cool.
Well, as I said to you, it's not me being vulnerable. It's me being honest. That, me coming on to do this was a bit out of my comfort zone because
a lot of people have said that.
Because I've never done it.
Yeah,
but I'm a little bit thankful that you've had technical problems.
Yeah,
in some way.
Yeah, no internet and all that jazz.
But that said, it's been fun. It's just been you and I talking crap.
But that's the point. That's what I'm saying. That's the point of the show. I love it. Like when people go on tangents, it's so much fun. I want people to relax. Now, obviously. You can relax, and there's people obviously that relax. And
then there's laying down, sprawled on the bottom of the stairs, relaxed.
And then they say, Rachel, help, please. My spine, Father, help. I love that meme. But what drew you to minis in the first place? Did somebody come to you and go, "Ha, tiny plastic, get addicted"?
No.
I was a good human being, but also a bad human being when my best friend Harry had been spotting for 24 conventions.
I've met Harry.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
24 conventions, if not more, in 1 year.
Yeah.
And our last one was at Games Workshop. And I had pre-ordered the Death Corps of Krieg Advancing Squad from Forge World.
Yeah.
And I ordered them. It's a little box. And it's Death Corps of Krieg. And it said Death Corps of Krieg Advancing. So it's them like advancing instead of like at ease or whatever. So I ordered those and I said, I'll pick them up at the thing. What store would you like to? And I put Games Workshop Nottingham on this date, whatever. And
it is a nice place, that.
I went up. Got my receipt and I made sure Harry wasn't there, buggered off with that and told him to go off and play and whatever. And
go away and play with your toys, Harry.
I picked them up and everything, put them in a box, and I had done a giveaway for a book. The really nice. I laser engraved it all and whatever. And Dan Abbott, he got Dan Abbott to sign it. I'd already given it to him, and Dan hadn't signed it. But again, Harry didn't know, and we put it back in the box. And then we went down. I said, I want to do this ceremony thing where I give him the book, and he gets down on one knee in front of the Iron Warrior, and I give him the book, and it's really cool.
That's cool.
And we did that, and it got filmed. But I asked them to film it and get everyone around. Everyone clapped and everything. But then I was like, this was a ruse, and everyone was like, what? And I was like, it's for you. And Harry was just like,
what?
Harry was there, and he had me Auspex
For me?
and he was like, what? And Harry came forward. They handed me the box, and I opened the box, and I took it out, and I was like, because you've been so amazing, you helped me out with it. Here's your very first desk upgrade. That was the first ever fine cast Forge World model that Harry had ever had. He'd only done plastic.
Yeah.
And he had Krieg, but these were the first ones that he'd gotten, and he had them. And I started a crippling resin addiction. And now he lives in a cardboard box.
It's a horrid addiction.
Doing favors
It's a very horrid addiction.
For resin. No, he's. But I did stuff, and he did go. Yeah, you've fucked me over a bit now, because I'm so sorry. But now he buys from amazing websites that do like Krieg-like stuff.
Nice.
Krieg-like stuff.
Oh, it's artistic license, isn't it?
Exactly. A gas mask's a gas mask in the end.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Does it really matter? Does it matter?
It really doesn't.
No.
But what got you to mini painting in the first place?
Ooh. How in depth do I go on that one?
You know, I mean, it's up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with. But was it like, was it just like you were walking past the Games Workshop and the guy was like, "Hey kid, want to buy some Warhammer?" It's just like,
what are you buying?
We've got a free mini you can paint. You can sit here and I'll teach you how to build it and paint it.
I'll buy it at a high price.
You know they do it, and you build it and then you paint it.
That wasn't my first experience, but touching on that, my first experience in Games Workshop was in Swansea.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, it was in Swansea, where it was Kingsway, where they had the roundabout there.
Okay,
so that was eons ago.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I have to jump in because I don't want you to go any further before like it goes away and it just doesn't make sense anymore. You know the Swansea Games Workshop?
Yeah.
My Iron Warrior army is the Swansea Games Workshop Iron Warrior army that they painted.
Is it really?
This is such
I remember
a cool...
seeing that. Yeah.
If you look on the bottom of them, it's got SWA painted on them in
Swansea.
white. The Swansea store, because what happened was they had the army for ages. Remember when they had a store army?
Yeah.
And it ended up in the Carmarthen store for years.
I remember, because I remember when the Carmarthen one opened.
Yeah, and well, my amazing friend Michael, he runs the store. Michael found it in the box and everything, like the actual, like, you know, whatever, found it.
Did he give it to you?
He came over and he was just like, I've got something for you, went back and just came back. Just put it on the table.
Layers of happiness and dust.
The two clips are Hazard Stripes, and it says Iron Warriors. Ooh. And I was like, this is a cool box. Thank you so much.
Wow, a box!
And I opened
a
it.
Box!
And inside, an entire Iron Warrior army painted by the Swansea guys. And I was like,
amazing.
Oh my God. And he was like, we don't have store armies anymore. It's collecting dust. I'm not allowed to sell it. I don't want it.
He has
or whatever.
To give it away.
So, well, that's the thing. He could have just kept it in the store.
He could have. But it would have been in the back, just gathering more dust.
He could have taken it home.
He could have.
But he was like, I know who would want this.
Yeah,
and he gave it to me, and I was just like, oh my God. And then,
that's nice.
But here's what's really funny. My first ever army was my friend Tom Goodrich, who gave me his entire Chaos army.
Oh, I know Tom.
Yeah, he gave me his whole army with 2 Baneblades. Mm-hmm. He gave me his entire Chaos army. I ended up selling that and got Skitari Mechanicus instead.
Yeah.
But I painted them up almost like Iron Warriors, but they were all like random demon engines and stuff and whatever. So I just painted them all up in different ways, learning how to paint, just picking up a model and just learning how to paint. And they were terrible. I'll show you some pictures. I even made...
Oh, don't worry. I got my terrible minis here.
I made Noise Marines with Flying V Lego guitars and just glued them onto them. Nice. So it was, and I put the arms up like that. They were about to go. So they were my Noise Marines.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I sold the army or whatever, and I got it back, and I bought this army instead. Like I swapped the army with him. So I gave him an army. I got this army. So I haven't paid for an army yet. And then this one, I got given these ones. So I haven't paid for them. And my friend's just like, how are you being given armies? Like you got given an entire... It's just,
It's just you're that nice, and then I will come along and I will happily relieve them from you because I own the Jag.
I love a gun back there. But I would like to know...
Right, going back to the Games Workshop thing. So it was Swansea Games Workshop. It was about 2004. And I went there with a friend of mine, and he played Tyranids, and he was sort of getting me into it, and sort of said, "Oh, you should go there and give it a go." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay, we'll go there. We'll give it a try." And I went there, and I can't remember the guy's name. He walked me through the game, and he sort of said, "This is how this works." He said, "These are Space Marines," and I'm just like. And he asked me afterwards, he said, "Oh, Aidan, did you enjoy that game?" I said, "Yeah, I enjoyed the game. It's fine." It was 4th edition. 4th edition.
4th edition?
Yeah, 4th edition.
Oh.
And the reason I know it's 4th edition is because I bought a set of the little metal tin of 4th edition dice.
Man,
which
you still have them?
I still have them, yeah.
That's so cool.
And,
that's history right there.
Yeah, I went to a Necromunda event not too long ago.
That's so cool.
And I took them as extra Delac dice, but the issue with them is that the Aquila symbol is the 1, and it's not specific to a 6 because they changed that afterwards. So whenever I rolled the Aquila symbol on those dice, people are like, "Oh, well, that's a 6 there." I said, "No, these are the old dice.
Yeah,
these are 1s."
And you would go,
"This is a shit roll."
You go, "See that 1? There's the 6."
Yes.
and
they're like, they would go, right, yeah.
Oh,
so
go, yeah.
I saw someone who had their kid there, and they were about 12, 13, and I said, "Well, I better not roll these dice next to you because they'll just disintegrate. They'll just turn to dust." And I'm just like, "Look, dice older than you." And I'm like, "Look, 2004.
You fetus.
2004. You were barely a glimmer in your father's eye." And it's just like...
You were in Baghdad. That's an old joke. That's a joke we tell here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an old joke we
Yeah,
tell here.
so getting back to the story, getting back to the point in question.
So funny.
I was playing that, and it's just like, "Oh, so Aidan, how did you enjoy that game?" And I was just like, "Well, it's fine, but I didn't like Space Marines. Space Marines are shite." I said, what's the complete opposite of Space Marines? He said, "Oh, well, you could go with Necrons." And I'm like, "Oh, what do they do?" He said, "Oh, well, you've seen the film Terminator, haven't you?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, it's effectively that, but they just resurrect themselves. So think Terminator crossed with Egyptians." I was like, "That sounds fucking funny. Let's go with them." So I picked them up. And then picked up a rulebook and did all the stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, this is fine." So this was the start of 40k journey.
Yeah, of course.
And played a couple of games in Swansea. And I was living in Carmarthenshire at the time, and I didn't drive, so I'd take the bus to Llanelli to get the train to Swansea, just to get back and forth. And I didn't realise at the time that Necrons was probably the most humbling army that anyone could play.
Yeah.
Because of a particular rule, and this is going back in history now.
Yeah, 4th edition.
4th edition, yeah.
4th edition, so 4th edition rules.
Yeah, it was a particular rule for Necrons, which was phase out, which is when you lost 75% of your force, they just tactically retreat. They're gone. But Necrons at the time only had destroyers, a heavy destroyer, flayed ones, immortals, which were classed as elites back then, I believe.
I love the history.
Warriors, which were the only troops choice, and the rule only applied to troops.
Oh, okay.
So what opponents had to do is, "Oh, you've got 2 blobs of 10 warriors.
Yeah.
I only have to take out 15 and I win." Okay. And that's what happened. So no matter what you threw, because they were in their infancy, they'd just been re-released at that time, and they were in their infancy in relation to how they were being sort of reforged and redone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Retconned in a way, because they were originally Chaos androids.
They were.
Yeah, so they sort of wanted to make them...
This is going back now, though.
Yeah. This is going back way, way, way back in our time-traveling Jag.
What we do here is go back.
And, it's just like, you can have all the heavy support choices you want. You can have all of these things, but if 15 of your 20 warriors are gone, you're fucked.
You're fucked. That's it. It's just that's it.
So
them's the rules.
It was a very, very, very humbling army to play at that time. Very, very humbling. But going to the original question, what originally got me into it?
Yeah, what got you into it originally?
Well, I didn't have a very social childhood.
Fair. Not everyone does, and that's fair.
No, so I think for me it was a bit more. I was very, very timid, very shy, and I was very conscious of the way I spoke. Because
no,
I was.
I know that, but like you did that, and then immediately after we spoke, I was like, "Oh, you speak very posh." You're like,
yes,
childhood trauma activated. I never knew that.
No, people don't because I don't talk about
I'm
it.
so sorry.
It's fine. It's not a problem. But
I've
because
always found it nice. I like the way you talk. It's
well,
nice.
that's very kind of you to say, Doverick. Thank you.
Try my best.
But in terms of the way I speak in this area, when you've got people like you who are like, hiya, all right, how's it going?
I
Like,
don't
yes,
like, well, no,
great.
that's the thing. There's Swansea, and then there's like around here. Like around here,
Yeah.
we don't tend to say but. Like Swansea's but, or Llanelli can be like, "Are you doing but?" Like, or do you know a friend of mine was in Carmarthen, and Carmarthen they say like boy, like, "Are you doing
Yeah.
boy?" Like,
Yeah.
and they don't mean like boy.
No.
They mean like, "Are you doing boy?" Like,
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
nice kind of
it's very
thing, like,
casual.
a friend of
But-
mine was just like, "I've never been called that before."
No.
Like, and he was like, "I don't know what to think of it." I was like,
But,
it's a nice thing.
yes, it is.
And he was
It
like,
is.
"Oh, okay." It's like, yeah, it's like, "You're right, boy. Are you doing boy?" Like,
For
"Get
me,
a cup of tea, boy." Like,
for me, in terms of the way I speak, I was born in Northamptonshire, and
right.
I lived in Silverstone as a kid. So F1 track.
Yeah, yeah, F1 track.
The Jordan factory was there at the time.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
I did go and see that. I've been around Silverstone Circuit in...
A Jag.
No, not in a Jag. That's right. That's the one thing I haven't done is actually driven it.
Were you in the you're in passenger seat? I take it. You've been.
I was in a passenger seat in stunt cars, in emergency vehicles going around the circuit.
That's cool.
I've been over it in a helicopter.
Your own personal helicopter?
No.
You were ready to go for a spin?
No.
Did you wash the helicopter and needed to go and dry it out?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This was before the age
Aiden's
of...
very wealthy.
I'm not very wealthy at all.
Drives a Jag.
I'm not very wealthy. Give me all your streaming stuff. My streaming stuff.
Yes. Don't forget, I'm taking
Okay.
your Shure SM7Bs, unscrews microphone, puts it in the pocket.
But yeah, it was a case on my part that when I was a kid, I had that, and I was born in that area. Circumstance, raining well, isn't it?
It's okay. They don't pick it up.
Oh, don't it?
So right now, it's absolutely chucking it down. When I speak, you might be able to hear a little bit of it. These microphones are great, though. They're Shure SM7Bs, and they're amazing. So you're fine. Carry on.
Okay.
So that's why Aiden looked up. Imagine if it doesn't come through, and it's just you going. Everyone will be like, "Why?
The
What was he looking at?"
Voices.
It's like when a dog just stares into a distance. You're like, What's he looking? What are you looking at, boy? But yeah. Anyway.
Boy. So
Dog?
yeah, circumstance at the time led me and
led to
my
that, yeah.
siblings away, and we ended up in Bargoed.
Oh,
and
nice. Bargoed. I love Bargoed.
Yeah, Bargoed. We started there. Then it was Troy de Rue. Then it was Merthyr.
You lived in Troy
Yes, I did.
No fucking
Yeah, I
way.
went to school there.
My God. Also, where did you live after Troy?
Merthyr.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, that wasn't a happy time.
I fucking
Because-
bet not.
Based on the way I speak.
Oh, don't even. Not
Yeah.
even how you speak. You could. Oh my God. You could speak like they do. It's still Merthyr fucking
Yeah.
Tidville. Fuck
It's-
me. Just no.
I've driven past Merthyr every so often,
You can
but
smell it.
I don't stop there.
No.
In honesty,
Neither do I.
No, and then in
Merthyr Tidville. Don't get me wrong. I've been to Merthyr a few times, but fuck me, what a place. Can't say
it's
too
really
much.
bad. It is bad.
It's rough as
It
a
is.
badger's arsehole.
It's grim. It really is grim.
Oh man alive.
And where did I go after that? It would have been Aberfan.
So,
I lived there for a bit.
I love Aberfan. Yeah, not far from Merthyr, but
No, but
Aberfan is,
far enough.
Yeah, well, far enough.
Far
it's out
enough,
of Merthyr.
yeah.
But Aberfan has the history, obviously.
Yes,
of
of course.
Aberfan and everything. So I do love Aberfan. I think it's pretty.
It's a very, very nice place. Interesting geography.
Oh yeah, it's a kind of very hilly.
Yes, very hilly.
Like there's vertical. Like
There are
oh, yeah,
vertical ascensions.
Just pop up the hill. Yeah, cool. Let me just
Yeah, just
climb
go to the shop.
Yeah, let me just climb this.
Yeah,
B
I'll
road.
just climb Everest to get there. And then I ended up in Carmarthenshire, so I went to Trimsaran in
Oh, yeah.
1999. And I've sort of bounced around.
God, this is your full history. I
Yeah,
love this.
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
The
But,
fact you remember all this, so nice.
Yeah, but for me, I was very conscious of how I spoke
Yeah, of
to
course.
people,
Yeah,
and
I understand what you mean.
I had a bit more of a sort of I don't want to say sheltered. It wasn't sheltered. It
No,
was
no,
a
no.
bit
You
more
just-
reclusive.
Yeah, you didn't want to go out, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Like, well, look.
And so I was drawn to the Lord of the Rings magazines that they brought out at the time, and I got them on the subscription thing.
Oh, you got the
Yeah,
the little,
I had all of them.
The postal one. That you just,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
cool.
I had all of them, and
That's so cool.
yeah, it was a case of I'd just get the miniatures and I'd do them that way, and
So cool.
read the magazines, which I think helped with a lot of people to get into the hobby at that point.
Yeah, of course.
But on that note, that's what's in the
miniatures.
box. That's what's in the box.
Oh,
so these...
So cool. I would love to have a look at these. Now, I know, obviously, you guys can't see them up close because I haven't set up a camera or anything for it. At some point, I'll work it out where I can do that and show you guys everything. But for now, are these all available on your Instagram?
They're not on Instagram. They are on my Facebook
there you
page.
Go. If you go to the link below, there should be a link tree below. If not, there'll be a few links. Go to the Facebook link. There'll be a link to an album with these in it.
Yes, it's labelled as Ye Olde Miniatures.
Ye Olde Miniatures is the album name. So if you guys want to go have a look at it, you are more than welcome.
So if people want to look at better pictures, that would probably be the better place.
That would be the place to actually see these, but I would love to have a look at some of the bannermen if you've got some of the flag holders.
We've got some
I love flags.
I'm trying to think.
I'm big into flags and banners,
right,
as you can tell.
These ones. Yeah, that is one of the very, 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 very first miniatures I painted. The very, very, very first one. So those are 22-year-old minis.
This is a 22-year-old miniature that I'm holding. Wow, that is beautiful.
So you can see that it's a bit rough and ready, and that's
but it's
fine.
So nice. You've picked out all the detail that needed to be picked out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I look back on it and I'm like, yeah, okay. In comparison to today, it's not.
So how old were you when you painted this guy?
Well, I'm 36 now, minus 22. From that, I would have been 14.
So you were 14 when you painted that. That's still very cool. All the details picked out really well.
But that's one of the very, very, very first.
I love that. If you guys want to have a look at these miniatures, I know it isn't much to look at right now, but if you guys want to check these out, Ye Olde
Miniatures.
Ye Olde Miniatures on Aiden's Facebook, Herbert Miniatures.
So that's another one, which was the last alliance of men and elves.
I love archers. Look how cool that is.
Yeah, so in terms of what's there, I mean, it's quite stark in terms of colouring, and it's a bit blotchy around the edges.
But remember, these were your first
This is
miniatures.
the first, yeah.
You should have seen some of my Iron Warriors. Well, I say Iron Warriors. Some of my Chaos Space Marines that I painted first. You would have looked at them and just gone, "Wow, what pot of paint did you dip these into?" And
this one.
What Gibbon painted these?
This was Lurtz from the first Lord of the Rings film. And what I kind of left him as it was. I tried to do the free hand of the hand of
so cool.
Saruman. And I painted so many layers that the details started going missing.
I've had that problem.
Yeah, so I was sort of like, I'll
the fact that your first miniatures are based.
Yeah, all of them are based. Yeah, 100%.
Based.
So what else is there?
I love this. This is very cool.
This one was one that I picked up from Games Workshop. So this is an evolution of the freehand stuff, which I did on the face there. So that's where it became a little bit more refined, I would say, in terms of it got smaller.
Cool.
And it got a lot.
Did you find more detail brushes by now? Or were you using other? Yeah.
Yes. So I'd say at that stage I had one brush, which is a big, massive one.
Because you painted a handprint here
yeah.
on that. That's very cool. That's very, very cool.
But again, these are like, older miniatures.
Of course. But remember, Ye Olde Miniatures on Aiden's Facebook page. If you guys want to have a look at this, Herbert Miniatures, link in description. Please go check him out. Give him a like, give him a follow on Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Check out the videos he did during lockdown. There will be more.
I'd like to do more.
I saw some on your SLR. You said you were...
Yeah, I'd like to do more.
You were looking to... Is this Gandalf?
Yeah, there's Gandalf.
Oh, Gandalf!
But
Gandalf! Oh my god, this is metal.
Yeah, it's metal. And this one's quite special actually. This one I had to pin the arm back on.
Oh, before you came here.
Before I came here, because it was broken.
Is this
This is my very, very, very first conversion. So I took a Gandalf the Grey model and reshaped the staff to make him Gandalf the White.
Gandalf the White.
And painted him in Gandalf the White colours. So it's Gandalf the Grey.
Wow.
But it's in Gandalf the White colours.
Wow. The change in the detail on the face from your first to your conversion
is
absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Like the changes night and day.
You can see where it's progressing.
It's night and day.
So it's a historical.
Not that this is bad, but this is you can clearly tell this is your first, and this is your.
Well,
it's so nice.
Let's have a gander at an Urukai.
And like the positioning of the arm is different too. I've noticed.
Yeah, because I had to pin that one.
So that's kind of cool that you've changed the positioning.
Yeah, the only downside is on that model now, the Gandalf the White conversion. It's you can see part of the metal underneath. So on where the sword was resting, if you tilt it in the right angle, you can see it. So
well, I mean,
it's
genuinely,
fine.
I think this is incredible. These are so nice.
So this was something with regards to freehand. This is when I started doing freehand because I didn't want to use transfers. So with this one, this was painting the Hand of Saruman on the Urukai's shields. So you can see they're a bit blotchy. But if I find another one that might show...
These are incredible, by the way. I'm so sorry I've gone quiet. These are very, very, very
It's
cool.
rare for you to go quiet.
Because when I have something small in my hand, I'm aware that I'm not clumsy, but I'm aware that I'm like... I'm used to working with large tools.
You're aware of something.
And large things. I pick things up, big buttons, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And then there's these miniatures, and I feel like... And when they're not mine...
So this was...
Oh, do you want to move the mic a bit, Clive? Just a little bit, Clive?
Yeah, sorry.
There you go. No, it's okay.
So this one... I moved it so I didn't have to bump it when I was looking through this box of wonder.
Box of wonder.
Yeah, so... This one was one of the Moria Goblins, so I remember one of the magazines.
I love the Moria
but this was at a point where I was picking out eyes. Ooh. So all of in the movie where it has one of the goblins with the slit eyes, and he looks.
Oh, cool!
So all of the Moria Goblins.
So small, the detail is tiny.
Oh shit!
Are these real rocks?
Yes.
Did you just pick up gravel?
No.
Just stab it in.
I can't remember what it was, but I did paint them.
They look awesome.
But yeah, there's another.
They look like little nuggets of gold.
Yeah.
I love it. The eyes and stuff, the little spear.
So that's another one. So I'll show you.
This is so cool. And genuinely, if you guys want to check these out, I do apologize that this is so not crazy interesting for you guys. It's just us talking about the miniatures. But if you guys want to check these out...
We've rambled for like 4 hours.
If you guys want to check these out, please do. Like I said, they're on Herbert Miniatures on Facebook. Link in description. These are so very cool. Done the eyes on so many of them.
I'm going to have to get this box here so I can actually see what's in it.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So, while we're doing this, though, I'll continue with the questions while we look through them.
Yeah. Scenery.
Could you pass me one of the banner?
So these were my very first scenery pieces.
Oh, cool!
That I painted, and I painted them with a.
Look at that. That's so cool.
It's quite basic in colours, but it was me getting an understanding of washes. But
you've done like greens and stuff on it. Yeah, you've done greens and stuff on it. It's so cool.
So that was fun.
I love that.
And I think that's its paired
terrain. One. Terrain is like there's the broken version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrain is something I think I would do well in because it's big. And I can paint it quite well, and there's not too much detail. Sometimes there's a lot of detail on it. Sometimes you can add a lot of detail to it. But
what other ones are there?
But your hazard stripes are good, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, those were freehand, so those were done in that regard. So I didn't use like small amounts of tape or anything like that. I'm trying to find a better one.
What advice would you give to somebody who is now just getting into the hobby? Much like yourself when you said, like, here's my first ever miniature. What would you say to somebody who is, for example, nowadays
Saruman?
Has gone to Games Workshop,
done
the thing where, build and paint a mini for free.
Yeah.
And they get the basic paints and you build them for free. And they're like, I enjoyed that so much that I want to build more and paint more, but my painting isn't very good or whatever. What would your advice be to somebody who's just now getting into it and just starting off?
If they're just starting off and getting into it, I think practice makes perfect. You are going to make mistakes on anything you do, and you can't be precious about that. You've really got to sort of just think, oh crap, I've made a mistake. Oh well. And the thing is, the words that come to mind in my regard is Bob Ross. Where we have happy little accidents. Yeah, we have happy little accidents.
I do a stream, or used to do a stream. I haven't done one in a while, called The Joy of Chaos painting stream. Have you seen that?
No.
I will show you.
That is funny.
I've still got the intro. I will show you the intro.
Nice.
The intro's a lot of fun.
So, there's.
These are amazing. Again,
there's Gandalf.
Jump over to Facebook, Herbert Miniatures, and link in description. These are just, you can see the progression from start to finish. And this is a little man holding a very big banner.
I don't know what I did there.
Banners are cool.
That's Gandalf the White on Shadowfax. So if I get,
that's heavy.
Yeah, it's fucking mental, isn't it?
It's metal as fuck, yo.
You have to be careful of the base because it's a touch loose. But
it is. I will hold on to just.
But if you compare it to this one,
I will hold on,
which was the conversion
Shadowfax.
Yeah, you can see how I've done it because I did them both at the same time.
I still love the face on this one compared to the faces on this one and the second Gandalf, the Gandalf the Grey you did.
Yeah. Ooh, the Witch King. I do like the Witch King.
Very cool. So, yeah, the base is quite loose. So I'm gonna hold him by Shadowfax rather than. Yes,
Witch King of Angmar. So that's a sculpt they don't do anymore.
Ooh. I love how to support the flail.
Yeah, I actually glued it to the top.
It's been.
I actually bent it.
That's what I was saying.
The flail was originally further up.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is, based on the model technology at that time, wasn't terribly good.
That's very cool.
I thought to myself, okay, how can I engineer that to be better?
I take it everything in this box is on your Facebook.
Yes,
everything
should be.
On this box is Facebook.
It should be.
Check out this
the
incredible
oldie miniatures.
The oldie miniatures. Check out this amazing mini.
But this is
where you've moved the flail down to hold on.
Yeah, this is effectively my
childhood,
my history.
Yeah.
So those can go.
I genuinely love this.
But you got Gimli. So that's
you got Gimli.
Yeah. So that's probably
Gimli. One of my favorite. Well, actually, do you know what? Billy Connolly. Voiced and acted as and CGI'd and wore a lot of the costumes.
Yes.
His brother? No, not his brother. What's his name? Billy Connolly's character in Lord of the Rings.
What's his name?
Ironfoot.
Iron
something.
Yeah.
Someone in the comments will correct us. But do you know? I love his character, not because it's just Billy Connolly. I love Billy Connolly. I have such a place in my heart for Billy Connolly. It's just how amazing he is and how I don't give a shit he is. You know, you go through like Lord of the Rings. They're all like, all the characters have their own thing, and then he just turns up and he couldn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
And he's like, got him, yeah, and he's like really going into the elves, and he's just calling them like pointy ear. Like, he's just calling them everything, and it's just like
I've been compared to Thranduil, the Legolas's father.
Legolas's father.
Yes, and I've met the actor.
Oh no way!
Yeah, I met him at a comic. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. I said, I get constant comparisons to your elf character. And he was just like, yeah, I can see why. And he saw my ponytail. And it's just sort of like, yeah, that's partially why. That one is an interesting one because you can see that the hand of Saruman is a hell of a lot more detailed.
Hell of a lot more detailed. I was noticing
and it was also the start of understanding flames, not object source lighting, but just...
what fire looks like.
Light source.
Yeah, of course. I love what you've done here.
Yeah.
I love what you've done here. The actual
loss of color on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I noticed it when it was there, and I was just like, I have to see this. And very cool. Very cool.
But most of these...
Just beginning to hold little bits of history is so badass. Don't get me wrong, I love how Games Workshop keep it all behind glass and they have these amazing dioramas and stuff, but it's nice to be able to hold it.
Yeah, Boromir.
Boromir's an arsehole. Sorry.
Well, Sean Bean, he dies.
No, I know that.
He dies with every character he does. Oh, right. I'll probably do one more because we need to keep time going, don't we?
Honestly, it's okay. I've got a few questions to ask you, actually.
I'm not on a time limit. I'm just conscious that we can't keep everyone bored. Of course. But in that regard,
what is your advice to? I know we already started it, but you've already said carry on, make mistakes.
Yeah, make mistakes.
Happy little accidents.
Make mistakes. Make happy little accidents, and just try stuff. Try it, and if you don't like it, then just go over it again.
Yeah. Or you can
could strip it.
You can strip it.
You could strip it, but the problem with these, I've got other metal ones of these ones, and I have to use acetane to strip them, and that stuff stinks.
Yeah, true.
You can use IPA to strip plastic.
There's also a flash cleaner you can use.
There's flash cleaner. There is another one.
You know, the flash spray you use?
Yes.
Yeah, flash
You
cleaner.
can do that, but there is a danger that it could melt the plastic.
Yeah, it could melt the plastic. Yes, there is.
So
there is.
you do
no, I'm talking for the metal ones. But yeah, plastic. No, you need something else for plastic.
Yeah, you can use IPA. You use isopropyl.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you'd have to scrub quite a bit, and you have to leave it in there like a day or two.
Well, people do. They just leave them in.
Yeah, I've done it.
Put a lid on it and then come back.
It does work. It does break down the paints, but it depends how thick they are. So if you do want to correct them, you can do it. There is a product out there. I can't remember its name though, but I remember watching the Painting Coach.
Oh, do you remember? I love the Painting Coach.
Yeah, he's local.
Yeah,
he's local.
Are you local?
Are you local?
Oh, yes, I'm local.
We'll have no trouble here.
We'll have no trouble here. No. It's a local place for local people.
With things like this, your incredible, like Lord of the Rings and stuff. I know you had the magazines and stuff. You looked at the images and the colours and stuff there. You probably took, some inspiration from that.
And watched the films, of course.
Of course.
But just to touch base on this one I actually painted another for a former co-worker. And I compared it to this one, and it was just I did.
So you gave them the other one.
I gave them the one that I painted for them. But I actually did object source lighting for Sting to do a blue glow.
Oh, that's very.
And
cool.
I also did the eyes on that one as well. There is a picture of that one on my website, actually.
Oh, a link to the website will be in the description as well.
So that's the Frodo one.
But
do you want to look at others?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'll keep asking you questions at the same time. But...
you're going to make mistakes. You can strip the minis. You don't have to keep them as they are. I did one miniature in the past, which I gave to a very, very good friend. It was a fully converted orc with massive ribbon of bullets coming off of his gun. Big, hefty metal thing.
Hefty metal thing.
I left it for 6 months.
Oh, man.
And I got to a point and I paused and I just left it. And the reason being is, you're welcome to take the box.
I was on the edge and it was just really worrying me.
That's okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
I'll give you the box. Just be careful with it if you would.
Yeet.
I did have someone turn around where I handed them a converted model and they're like, wow, this is really nice modelling. And they didn't have control very well over their dexterity. And the problem was that they started closing their hand with this converted model in their hand, and they crushed it right before my eyes.
How do you do that? How do you just...
It was not their fault. I want to make that abundantly clear.
Okay.
It was a complete accident. It was down to their differences as a person.
Of course.
And they didn't hold it by the base. So what happened is that they hadn't enacted that grip already. So they put it in the hand and like, wow, this is a really nice model. And then their hand just started closing and they couldn't stop it.
Oh, that's such a shame.
It just crushed it.
Must have hurt them too, because models aren't exactly...
They didn't say it did, but they were extremely apologetic afterwards. And I said, that's absolutely no problem. But yes, this orc thing that I did, it was... I stopped painting it and I looked at it on and off for about 6 months. And the reason I did that is because it was a case that I couldn't see anything wrong with it. And I was just...
Oh, I've had that.
Yeah, where I've got to a point where I'm just like, I can't see a problem with it. And I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. And I was just like, I'm trying to find fault with it. I'm trying to find something wrong with it. Which I think was a negative way of looking at it at the time. But it got to a point where I found something wrong and it broke that deadlock for me.
And then you managed to just get back into it.
Yeah, but I left it. But I left that mistake in just as a reminder to myself that not everything you do is going to be perfect. And that's the point I would really, really emphasize.
That I love, because it really ties in well to my next question, which is, what is something you personally want to improve on when it comes to your painting? Because for me, it would be, there's a lot of... Well, when I'm talking miniatures...
Yeah.
There's there's just the fact that, you know, like highlighting, I struggle with highlighting. Like on the bigger stuff, I know exactly what I'm doing because I can just look at it. And what I do is I tend to put it by a source of light and get it. Whereas with the miniatures, I put it next to a source of light and it just gets covered in a source of light.
You can get past that by doing zenithal highlighting.
See, I don't know what that is.
Zenithal highlighting is where you have a base color, so you have black, but you take white at the angle of light that you want to do. So that simulates where light is coming from.
Oh,
so
I've never seen that.
It's really cool. It's
Wow.
a good technique to use if you want to simulate light.
I like
because if you do some colors on a black undercoat as opposed to a white undercoat, they show up differently. So they actually have that natural contrast associated with them. So it's something worth looking into.
Yeah,
I
love that.
So you don't actually need to hold it up to a light. You can do that as a basis to say, I want light from this direction.
Because that's what I've done with my 1-to-1 scale stuff. Like if I want something to look like that kind of thing. So obviously a lot of my stuff is just mostly, you know, I make it grimdark. That's how most of my stuff goes. But when I do big stuff, I want light to hit something right. I do it. But I've done a bunch of clean builds. Like I did what's something
I want to work on? Well, to wrap up the previous question, I would say Po Body's Nerfect.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
I like that.
Everyone paints differently. That is art. Art is subjective. So the way I paint doesn't work for everyone else, and that's fine. There are people out there who paint way better than I do, and I accept that, but I don't get bogged down in that.
No. No. But that's good. You can't, like you said,
don't compare yourself to other people. It's just really not worth it.
That's it.
It's really not worth it.
You look at the amazing work that Duncan Rose does, and everyone's just like, oh, God, it's so cool. And you look at what Louise does. You look at what other people do. And just like, why can't I do it? I've done the same with cosplay.
Something I did do. Something I did do. It might embarrass my wife. I managed to convince her to give 40k painting a go.
Oh, hell yeah.
It only took me 13 years.
Oh, that's not bad. That's half of usually how long it takes.
But she did a test model. And she gave that a go. And then she said, oh, what do you think of that? And on Rachel's part, she's done a lot of fine art in that regard on canvases.
Oh, nice.
So her grandfather was one of the people instrumental setting up Smithlee's Art Society.
No way.
And he did 30 years of painting before he passed, unfortunately. And I
can't believe there's so much history so close by.
Yeah.
And we know each other in
Stuff.
That's amazing.
On Rachel's part, she wanted to keep that going. And I've watched her do it. And she's constantly drawing and just doing stuff on the little tablet and things like that, and it's really impressive to watch. And I've always said, why don't you try painting a mini?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, okay, I'll give it a go, I'll try it. And she painted one mini and she showed me, and I was just like, well, that's 22 of my life, years of my life down the crapper, because I was just like, fuck me. It's just like, that's amazing. It's just she's transposed fine art skills to a small three-dimensional setting.
A small fine cast piece of,
and I'm just like, that's crazy. It's just like if she were to apply that over 22 years, it would be way better than what I am. Oh my
God!
If you see what I mean,
I know exactly. I tell myself like, oh, I wish I started cosplay back, you know, way before I got it. Like, I don't get me wrong, I started cosplaying at 16, but that's cosplaying.
Yeah, I remember you did
foam work.
You did a steampunk cosplay, didn't you? Was it Brutus?
Brutus Black.
Yes,
I love that you remember that. Brutus Black.
Yes,
yeah. And he has so many different versions. But it's the same name.
This is what happens when you know people.
But here's the mad thing, though, right? I wish I'd started foam work back when I was 16.
I mean,
instead.
I've seen the progression of your foam work in that regard.
Well, I show people. I put my original bolter that I made.
Same as what I do.
And I put the bolter I made recently on the table, and I show them both, and I just go, this is what 7 years. This is what, like 7 years of... Because I started like foam work, and I built the Iron Warrior with Marcus and David Roth, and I kept going, and it's like, this is what I started off with. This thing, you will get better. People have come up to me being like, oh, you know, what would you recommend, this and that, and the other, and I go, my props aren't very good. It's like, neither was mine.
Yeah.
Check this pile of crap out.
Yeah.
But that's really good. It's like, yeah, so did I. I thought it was amazing back in the day. I look at it now and I just go, oh my God, did I do this with the lights off? What is this?
No, but I look at them and you're saying they're wonderful, which I do.
I do.
Really,
The detail is incredible.
I appreciate you saying it, but I look at them and I look in comparison to what I paint today. I'm just like, there's no comparison. But if I hadn't have started that and kept this box, I haven't got things to look back on. to sort of, sometimes I get days where I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking shit at painting. I'm fucking awful. And sometimes I just go back to look at old things that I've done, and I think, well, that's progression.
Yeah.
It's a step-by-step process. It's not going to happen instantly. The only thing I'd say, if anyone is watching and has either just gotten into painting or they're looking to start it, it's more a case of just don't be hard on yourself, I think is the best thing I can say.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do.
I've been quite hard on myself when I see other people's work and I look at my work and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I think in terms...
other people have looked at my work and gone, that works amazing.
Yeah, but you're doing it right now. And I'm just like, I kind of see where you're getting at.
Okay.
I see where you're getting at. And if I were to put them in the right order, because I think I can remember the order that I painted all of those things in, you would have a full and complete timeline of the improvements.
But holding up the two Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White, holding up those two, it's literally like I'm saying, it's like night and day.
It is.
Seeing how you improve.
You get some bits like that where you just sort of see it, and that's quite nice. That's why I like to keep that box.
You always keep your Well, I say
things.
that, but I got given my models. That's kind of different.
Yeah.
But I've got some models I need to paint, but I kept my Baneblade, for example, and that's converted to like.
Do you want me to put the lid back on that box and put it to one
welcome
side? Have you finished looking?
Yes, indeed.
Have you had your serotonin dose for the day?
Serotonin dose. Thank you. Thank you for the little happy.
That's
happy
okay.
chemical.
The little box of happy. Yes. What would I want to improve painting wise?
What would you say you want to improve?
I want to improve airbrushing because I've seen a lot of people use airbrushes in such a nice way to do
wizardry.
Contrast effects, going from one color to another quite seamlessly. Doing that by hand is a right pain in the ass. I've done gradients, and by hand that works, but it's such a pain to do.
Yeah,
it really is. And for bigger pieces, for flatter surfaces, you can get quite a lot of good effects for it, but you can use it for object source lighting and things like that. And so,
like you said, holding the mini at an angle and spraying it.
No, that's zenithal
Oh,
highlighting.
sorry, zenithal. Sorry.
Object source lighting's slightly different.
Oh, like when you're holding a flame and there's you can see the light.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
You liked one of my Instagram things with a Star Wars Legion figure of Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, and you see that? That's why I liked it. I saw that and I was like, that's so fucking cool.
That's object source.
Darth Vader's got
so you got
red hue.
He's got the lightsaber, but he's got half of him in a hue from where the light would be.
Nice. Check out Herbert Miniatures Instagram. It's amazing. There's a Darth Vader on there. I immediately liked it. I was like, that's so fucking cool. I just saw the red and I was like, oh, it's so. But you haven't done it as just red. It's like a reddy pink.
It's sort of a.
It's like because it's the light coming off that it's so pretty.
Well, what you have to consider, I mean, if you're looking at object source lighting, is diffusion.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that light when it hits something.
Doesn't just stay there.
Doesn't just stay in one color. It fades off gradually. So you have to actually do where you want the light to be, but then you have to consider where's it going to fade off to. And because it's a three-dimensional surface, I mean, if you look at my face now, you've got a light box here. So the light is here, but it gradually tapers off to the other side.
To much darker.
Mm-hmm. That's contrast.
This is learning new things every day. With Iron Warrior Cosplay, I absolutely fucking love it. Have you drunk your paint water?
No. Thankfully not.
I will get somebody on here who's just going, yeah.
No. The reason I haven't done that is because I actually have a specific paint pot.
Oh, see, yeah.
And
so
the way I get around that, although I'm right-handed, I actually put my drink to my left.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually in my field of vision.
Okay.
So because I put my paint water to my right, so I've got the paintbrush in hand and I'm holding it like this and I'm just going da-da-da-da-da, paint. Whoops. Dip, paint. Right, okay, put that down. Right, I can do a drink, but I'll do it with my left hand.
Do it with your non-dominant hand.
Yes.
That's quite cool.
Yes. So
one day we'll get somebody on here who's drunk their paint water when I ask that question, because I always jump that question on. I jump that question on people. I know a few who have, but I just don't have them on my stream right now, so I need to.
Another thing I want to improve that I've never actually tried painting-wise, but I've been discussing it with my dear wife, and she thinks I should try it, is non-metallic metals.
Okay.
It's not a new thing.
I love non-metallic metals.
Non-metallic metals.
I prefer metallic.
Well, if you look at 11th century paintings, there's a lot of like gold armors and things like that, which are all non-metallics. It's not a new technique. It's a very, very old, ancient technique. in terms of painting the reflective surfaces of metal. I've never tried it because I've always been scared of it.
Okay, but so it's something you want to try.
It's something I want to try.
Dip your toe in.
Something I want to try. Something I want to look at improving and to make better. Because I know you can do non-metallic metals in gold and silver and brass and copper, and there's all different ways of doing that. Okay. So if you were to do coppers, you'd be looking at oranges instead.
Yeah.
But
yeah, or golds with more yellows.
Golds more yellows.
That's quite cool.
Metallics in that regard, standard metallics like steel and things like that, or silver, are going to be more greys, whites. Pewter.
Pewter has such a because pewter's so much not just like a silvery color. It has, like, as you move it, it's almost got a little bit of blue in it. It's very, very small to me, because I own like a few pewter.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Steels will some of them will have greys, blues, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Or like the heat transfer effect. I love Alchemist models,
that I want to try. Yeah,
that I want to try, but on 1-to-1 scale. I want to try it on I want to make a flamer, and I want to be able to try and paint that.
I'm kind of umming and ahhing as to how I would go about doing that in terms of making the heat effect.
Because I don't bloody know. I watch mini painters do it, and then I'm like, cool, I need to do that, but big.
Yes. How do I move that from this?
How do I do that?
This?
Yeah, to 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Because I want to do it on the end of my las gun to make it look like it's been.
That would be pretty cool.
Getting
that
warm,
would work, yeah.
Because and I would love.
You have to determine what type of metal it is, and something I found helpful in terms of researching that is just, one thing I learnt. I actually went off and learnt how metalwork is done, how metal is forged.
Oh yeah,
and the processes associated with that, but with different metals. So what you see is that all metals look slightly different when they reach their core melting temperature.
Oh, because we were. Well, I mean, like I said, I've done blacksmithing and
yes,
just looking at it, and it's just, and you have, if it gets too hot, that's it, you're screwed. You have to, it is.
You can't get it white hot.
No, it is. Sometimes there is a time where you're just like, I need it to be white hot for whatever reason.
Yeah,
but it's very rare.
It's not often.
But it needs to be an orangey kind of.
It needs to be of an orange yellowy hue, but copper is actually more orange.
Oh yeah, that's
in comparison.
Yeah.
So that's something worth watching if you want to understand that. And I mean, I appreciate you've got that. I mean, for viewers in question, it's a case of, I would say if you're like me and you're thinking, oh, I'm scared of doing something, then it's try and learn as much as you can about it
before you go at it.
Yeah, and there's lots of people out there who have done and perfected these types of techniques, and you can learn from them. So I can share things that I've done, and that would help someone else. But there's equally other things other people could share, and they could have been doing the hobby far less time than me, but that doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter. It's a case of they know something I don't, but I may know something that they don't. And it's a mutual sharing of skills.
That's what I love about it. Like, again, it just transfers so much to cosplay. Like, I'll see somebody do something and I'll ask them, please, can you tell me how you did that?
Yeah.
And they'll tell you how. I like to share my tutorials. I like to tell people how I did stuff. I'll be doing a tutorial at some point where I'm going to be... I did it as a stream. What I did was I tried to do what Evil Ted does. And Evil Ted...
I like Evil Ted.
Well, have you seen how he does his... So he'll do a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
But he does a video. He's recording a video.
Yeah.
But then they'll edit. He gets some. He edits a video. Someone else edits a video.
It's a very efficient process.
Cuts out all thing. But it's so. I tried it once. Couldn't manage it.
Yeah.
I kept talking to chat all the time. I kept messing up.
But this is the thing.
So difficult.
But this is the thing on my part.
I'm never doing that again. Because it was too difficult for me. I'm doing tutorials now. I've decided I'm going to do a sit-down tutorial of how I did my leather effect for my Deathcore Green gas mask and my leather bag and stuff like that.
I think for me, that's kind of what's not really made me sort of put the impetus.
Yeah,
I like that word into making more videos. Because as I was saying in our phone call yesterday, the thing that's sort of concerned me is that I want to make things that people like.
Yeah,
but I'm getting in my head about it.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I want to find a way that works. And the way that I found that works is putting a tripod in front of me with the camera. But the way I'm painting it is not here. So typically I'd have hand here, model here, other hand here, braced. And then I'm painting about here.
Well, a lot of people set the tripod next to them and then zoom in.
I've tried
to their models. And they have their they have the screen in front of them so they can see what the camera sees.
Which I can try and do that.
Maybe if you have the setup for it, fair enough. I'm just saying that's what I've seen. I've seen a few different setups.
But the problem is, at the moment, I don't have the setup for that. So the setup that I've got is I can put a 3-legged tripod in front of me.
Yeah.
So it's between me here. I've got to be quite close with the chair, but I'm not painting where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm painting through the camera.
Through the camera.
And that's okay, but it's taking some getting used to.
Have you tried top down?
No.
Because a lot of people try top down's quite nice. I do top down here sometimes.
The problem I've got, again, it's not me making excuses. It's
no, of course not.
It's a general question. It's more, I can get the setup. I've got, a little desk light in that regard, and I can do that. That's no problem. But it's in terms of where the camera is going to sit, and do I actually have an arm to be able to put the camera on?
Yeah.
Which I don't have.
I could show you something I've got.
Yeah, that'll probably be helpful to give me some ideas.
That you'd be very excited about. It's really awesome.
Well, that would give me some ideas. But what's the other thing I want to improve? Speed of painting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alchemist Model said the speed painter stuff that he uses is just bish bash done.
Yeah, that's. Really... I have a little bit of a problem with contrast paints.
Oh, I love this. I love having Alchemist here being like contrast paints, and you're like, I have a bit of a problem. And I love the different opinions. I love. Yeah.
Well, right. Okay. I'm not going to dismiss them. Right.
No, of course not.
Press the rant button. Press the rant button. I'm going to have to.
Here we go.
Right. Okay. In terms of how they marketed contrast paints, was fucking diabolical. Absolutely atrocious. Because it was like, oh, we'll just paint one thick blob of a coat on there and you're an amazing painter. And it's just like, not quite.
No.
You're not going to paint a Golden Demon standard thing just by slapping one layer on a thing. That doesn't work. That's not how it is.
Because that's the thing, he was explaining to me, if you use too much of it, it pulls in too many places.
Yes, it does.
And it's still something you have to learn how to do.
Yes.
Contrast paints, as easy as they marketed it, it still work. It's still
the problem that Games Workshop had is that they marketed it as, this is the solution to everyone's painting problems. And I love Games Workshop in terms of the products they make fantastic models. But I think the marketing of that, and that's just my opinion, the marketing of contrast paints was pretty damn poor, because it was diabolically horrid is the word I would use. It was just, we'll get some professional painters on and, contrast paint's amazing. Yeah, you can do this and you can do that. And yes, in terms of speed, that works. But for my painting style, which is the more traditional, it's not quick.
No.
So I can try and paint things quick, but I think in that regard, that's not me. I'm not super quick at painting, I accept that, but I'd like to get that a bit quicker. So I've utilised contrast paints to put with what I do.
What you just to do.
As a basis. So I use that as, right, okay, I'm going to block in this kind of colour, this does this does that, and that's okay. But, it's one of those things that,
It's not your...
It wouldn't be my
tea.
It wouldn't be my cup of tea, and I drink Earl Grey, of course.
Of course.
In my jag.
In your jag.
So I think there's lots of things I want to improve, and I've been doing it 22 years. But I'm never not learning something. There's
even you learn every day. There's not one side, even in cosplay, people are like, oh, you do this professionally. It's like, no, I'm not a professional cosplayer. I don't like the term professional cosplayer because you could be very good at it. You can be incredible at it. Yes, you could be making money from it. Yeah, you could be doing commissions, but you're always learning. You're always going to be learning.
100%.
And even that though, there are cosplayers out there that people look up to, and there's cosplayers out there I look up to. But there's always someone better. There's always someone new. There's always some young up and coming person who comes in and then just decimates everyone, builds something huge, or builds something incredibly detailed, and just there's so many amazing people.
You'll always find someone who's better than you at something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's a good thing, though, because it challenges you. It pushes you to do better as well.
It challenges you, and I think I've encountered people who are better than me at doing certain things, and that's fine. That's okay, because I'm better than them at doing something else. Yeah,
well, that's the thing.
I've
always found, I watch somebody do a thing, and I was like, oh, that's so good. I wish I knew how to do that. And they go, yeah. But then I've had someone go, the same person I asked like a couple of months before, being like, how did you manage that effect? I need to know how you did that. And then I'm like, oh, this is how I did it. And like, I really appreciate that. I love sharing information. I don't like withholding information, even though I've been told by a few people being like, you do share a bit.
You should withhold some things.
Yeah,
you should be selective.
I never know what. I never know what to withhold. But I like to tell people how,
That's a difficult one. I enjoy it. It's one of those life lessons, I would say, me being an old man, of course.
With your broken back and your jag.
Yes, with my broken back and my jag, I'm born to be fucking 70, aren't I?
But then I'm an old soul, so...
Well, you're younger than me, Davrik.
I know, but I'm an old soul.
Well, I'm an old soul in an old man's body.
No, you're old.
Yeah, I'm just old. I really am. Yeah.
But I like that. I like the way you describe that and the way you explain, like, you use contrasts to sort of
support.
Give what you're doing
just to bolster.
What we do here is add a little spice.
Yes, sugar,
kind of
spice,
sugar and spice, and all things,
and all things nice,
and chaos and space marines and hazard stripes and what I love about. I tell you what, there's one thing I do love about Games Workshop paints. They've just got a paint called Iron Warriors. There you go. You just go. There you go. Iron Warrior.
Yeah. I think contrast paint does have a place now, and you've got speed paints in that regard from Army Painter, exactly. and others have jumped on that boat, which is great. That's great to see. I think everyone paints differently. It's a subjective thing, and whatever tools work for you, use them. And if it's contrast paints, it's contrast paints. If it's not, it's not, and that's okay.
I actually have one last question for you, and I think it's quite a good one, which is
we have been talking a while.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't actually know, because normally I have like the stream timer and stuff, but I don't mind. But I do have one last question for you, and that is, who is your biggest inspiration? Because obviously in the cosplay community, I have a fair few. I don't know many in the painting community that, inspire me to paint minis. I look at their work and I think their work is incredible. For example, like Louise or Duncan or Ranger of Krieg and so many others that I know who just paint such incredible models. You've got Midwinter Minis, you've got... Again, I could just keep listing and it would just be, a whole stream of me listing people. But there's so many amazing people who do that. But I look at their work and it does inspire me a little bit to do stuff with my 1-to-1 scale, like bigger props and stuff like that. But I also really like to know what really drives you, like who inspires you, if anyone. I have had people say they don't really have an inspiration; they just do their own thing and they don't really look at other people's work. But I know a lot of mini painters watch YouTube streams. They watch other YouTube painters. Like you said, Louise. Do you watch Louise's Twitch?
I do.
And stuff like that?
Yeah.
You see her YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Who is your biggest inspiration when it comes to mini painting?
Well, in terms of mini painting, I would say the person who set the standard for me was Mr. Rhodes.
Duncan Rhodes.
Yes.
The legend himself. Too thin coat.
When he was working at Games Workshop, and it was a case of he would do the tutorials for Games Workshop at the time. I
loved those tutorials.
That would be the face for me that I would see frequently.
Yeah. Same.
And so when I got to meet him, it was a bit sort of like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. He's such a nice guy. And, to have these little back and forths on social media with him, that's been quite nice as well. I'm really happy that the direction he's gone and he's made his own paint line.
Oh, same.
I'm
so
really
proud
happy.
of him.
I'm really happy to see that. So I think in terms of that he's probably the bigger inspiration, because I look at some of the things he's painting and I'm just like, no, that's just... I'm just like, no. It's just like, right, well, what you're going to do is you're going to do this thing here, and done. And I'm just like, how the fuck did you do that so quickly? I'm just like, mate, that's going to take me like 3 weeks, just to find the time to sit down and set up the paints, let alone anything else. It's just like, how the fuck can you do that in like that?
Yeah.
It's... I envy that in people who can paint very quickly. I would say in terms of YouTube, I do quite like Goobertown Hobbies with Brent.
I've never heard of them.
Brent, he's an interesting guy. He's a PhD chemist, and
That's quite cool.
He's actually done some videos about the science of paints. And I've watched them, and I'm just like,
check him out.
Last video I saw of his, he actually put different paints on glass slides for a super cool microscope, and he was actually looking at the pigmentation associated and explaining it.
Oh, I need to watch that one.
And I was just like, that's fucking,
right up my alley.
I was just like, that's fucking amazing.
That's right up my alley.
But he has a very calm way of delivering what he does.
Oh, I like that.
And I've seen a couple of others. I'd say Louise, in terms of the sort of the fun sort of nature of it.
Colourful.
Yeah, colourful,
bright,
vibrant. The Goblin Town things I quite like. They're quite fun.
They're so cool.
They're amazing.
I love her very colourful Space Marines.
Yes, the Rainbow Marines.
Yeah, I love Rainbow Marines.
She did them for Legion Imperialis.
Yes.
And I saw them, and she tried non-metallic metal on them, and I'm like, that's great because it's so small, no one will care.
Yeah, no one cares.
But if it's on like a 28mm model, it's going to be a hell of a lot bigger and a lot more things for people to see.
I love it.
So I'd say the main go-tos at the moment that I tend to do is Goober Town. What else is there? There's one other.
Do you watch Midwinter Minis by any chance?
I used to. I used
Guy
to.
and Hattie.
I used to.
Oh, nice.
I don't anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yes.
That's a shame. They're doing some really cool stuff with a giant Nurgling at the moment. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I might give it a look. I
don't know if you saw we
I saw that video.
Did you watch that? Did you watch it on my channel or Midwinter Minis?
I watched it on yours.
Thank God.
I watched it on your channel.
Because I watched Midwinter Minis' one, and within like an hour, he had like over 100,000 views, and I'm like, okay. I had 7.
I've got a question. I've got a question for you though.
Yeah.
In relation to that,
people have been asking me questions on my own stream. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, we're going to reverse control now. We're going to play the Uno reverse card. Can I have the clipboard?
No.
Oh, all right. Then.
Of course you can.
So,
go for it.
I can't read that.
Oh, that's so mean.
No, your handwriting's very neat.
I try to. I hate
so the question I've got, I'll ask it as respectfully as I can.
Good God.
In relation to that stream,
the video.
Yes, the video. Sorry, not stream.
Yeah. I wish we'd streamed it.
It was. There were numerous times where Guy referred to you as Daffrig.
Oh, yeah, it's really funny.
No, so my question is, right, because I remember when I first met you, I couldn't pronounce your name properly, and you chastised the fuck out of me for it.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I was just like, well, how much did it pain you that it was constantly
you're gonna love
you're
gonna love this, right? I did chastise him, and
good. I'm glad.
I'm glad. I've tried to I've been told by a few people try not to chastise him too much because it's just a bit, and I was like, yeah, it's a bit shitty or whatever. So I have pulled back a little bit like that, but I did like try to mention everything. And fair play, if you watch Guy's video, he did such a good job. He really tried, and it's great. He says my name in his video. He says my name. I'm so happy.
I do appreciate on
so do I.
Guy's part.
He's a legend.
I do appreciate on Guy's part. He's somewhere in England. I don't know where.
Everybody I know is in England.
I'm not.
I know, but most people I know are either from or in.
No, and the problem with that, that's not a problem in that regard. It's
first. It's a problem. His number plate is no.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Right. The issue associated with being in an area whereby you don't encounter Welsh names often, is that you won't know how to pronounce them.
No, of course.
And so that I appreciate.
Absolutely.
That's a factor. So for me, I have learnt Welsh, as you know.
Absolutely.
But I don't speak it.
No, but you understand it.
I understand it very well. I don't speak it because it confuses people.
Yeah, when you start, I would love for you to just be sat there and just speaking English like you are, and then I'll come up and sit next to you, and I'll just start speaking Welsh to you, and then you could just turn to me and speak Welsh to me, and watch everyone just go.
The problem is when I speak foreign languages, it sounds English.
Does it sound the same? Like the accent, I mean.
I do, Artie.
That's cool. I like that. Do you know who I also... my friend Merlin has been learning Welsh quite a bit. Do you know Merlin Models? Another very talented mini painter. No. I'll have to pass you on to Merlin. Merlin lives in Aberystwyth. He's a very good friend of mine. And his Welsh is very good. He's been learning Welsh stuff like that. And he chats to me. And we chat Welsh a bit. And he's
See, I can't do conversational Welsh. I can do little bits.
But I just love it. And his channel has been like blowing up and stuff. Because he's on Twitch as well. And he started off much like yourself. And it's so nice to see my friends grow like that, and it's just really nice. And that's why I told my community. I was like, call to action. I was like, he's not this many. I'd like to get him to 100. And don't get me wrong, 64 so far. And so hopefully after this stream, many more.
It was 55, and we had a phone call, and it went up to about 58. I was like, okay, sort this. I'm going to bed. And I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning, and I was just like, oh, like 64. And I'm just like, oh, so that's gone up like tons. And
I love it.
Just to say as well, I'm extremely appreciative of everyone who has
cannon fodder go. I love
it's very kind of people to do. I don't set out to be popular or anything like that. I'm just.
He's very popular though. Such a nice guy.
Lots of people know me.
A jag.
Lots of people know me. Yeah.
You are known.
Yes.
They'll be on your gravestone.
I was known.
Aiden, he was known.
He was known by everyone.
It was known that he was known.
Yes, but
I love it.
No, just to say, I've very much appreciated your input in that regard. And
honestly, I don't mind at all. But that's the thing. I didn't really do much other than ask my community, the Cannon Fodder community. They named themselves, by the way. They're amazing.
Which is an amazing name.
They're my Cannon Fodder community, and I love them so much, and they're so supportive, and they will help me out to help my friends, like, and help support other people.
Which is very, very much appreciated on my part, and humbly very thankful for that.
And you've joined that community now. You are now a member of the Cannon Fodder community.
Yes.
You're on the Discord.
I am.
And I love that.
Yeah, I don't do Discord often. I'm old-fashioned.
No, but still, but the thing is, though, I could always just ping you on Facebook and be like, oh, by the way, check this channel on the Discord. Something really cool's happened or whatever. And you go in. You even already posted some advice. You helped somebody out on the painting channel.
Someone had a Chaos Space Marine with one of those bloody Gatling guns, and the pain in the arse of it is when you build those minis, you're just like, oh, fucking hell, I've obscured a load of detail of it.
Yeah.
But nobody cares.
No, exactly.
Nobody cares because it's covered.
Behind the gun.
Yeah, it's behind the gun. Nobody gives a shit, really. It's a case of it's there. You know it's there. I've got the thing with the Legion Imperialis tanks, right? Is that I will be painting the bottom of them.
Oh, okay.
No one will see them, but I will.
Well, that's what if you buy the Rogel Dawn tank? Is it the Rogel Dawn tank? Yeah, I think it's the Rogel Dawn tank. You know, the one that doesn't come with a bottom.
Yeah, it'd be a weird one.
It's the same. It doesn't come with a bottom.
It's the same with like the insides of some of the Space Marine type vehicles. Is, you know, there's detail in there, and you know, people just glue them up, and that's fine.
Of course, like the doors on the Land Raider. Yeah. I love when people leave them and they open. Yeah, they both open at the same time. It's really cool, but people don't. And they just glue them shut,
some people do.
That's a shame because it's there mechanically. It's really cool.
There's a lot of detail in there. There's lots of things you could do with that space.
Yeah,
but it's, I don't know. It's you do you. That's probably the best thing I would say.
I love that. Just the most simple advice is, in the end, you do you.
You do you. And do your own thing. And I think, you know, I know you said it would be nice for me to do more videos and things like that.
In the future, yeah.
I'd like to.
Especially with your soothing voice. You could just do it so nicely.
Yes. I had some people say, as I said to you before the stream, that I did have a work colleague before who said that they would happily listen to me as a satellite navigation voice.
Yeah.
At the start of the road, turn left.
I think that'd be really nice. I'd definitely have you. I had Billy Connolly. I like Billy Connolly a lot. I had Billy Connolly as my TomTom sat nav. I bought the TomTom, and it was like a little card came in, and I downloaded one free voice, and I went through all the free voice selections, and there were some random ones, and Wallace and Gromit and all this kind of stuff, and
Peter Sallis,
Del Boy and stuff like that. Going through, and it was just like right at the bottom, like 4 from the bottom, was like Billy Connolly, and I was like, done. And he tells jokes. It's so funny, and it's brilliant. Just and when you take a wrong turn, it's like, and he would be like, how did it go? He's like, make a U-turn, and he would just be like, I know you've gone he would start going on really funny things. Like, I know you've gone the wrong way, but when no, that's the one. He would like, make a U-turn or turn around when possible. That's it. He would say, turn around when possible.
Yeah.
I mean, make a U-turn. Don't try and turn around inside the car. And I was just, oh my God. And he would, and several like really sarky, funny things. I loved it. Every time you'd like miss your junction or something like that, and he would tell it was so good when he would tell you to turn around, because I wouldn't be mad.
No.
Whereas the normal sat navs are just like, make a U-turn. And you're like, fuck off. Dickhead.
So I don't want to listen to you. I'm not going to take my instruction from a machine.
I'm going to take my instruction from a machine. But can I just say, it has been such a pleasure having you here. Like, not only that, we haven't seen each other in a while, so it's been nice to just catch up and have a lot of banter in general.
I am stupidly busy a lot of the time.
Same.
Like,
well, not only that, I've also
busy.
I was unwell in February.
Yeah.
I was worried this wouldn't happen. I was worried March streams wouldn't happen for the Iron War Cosplay Q&A for Season 5 It's Alive. I was worried it wouldn't happen. Luckily it did. I got better and this has happened. And obviously, you know, it's hard to keep up with a lot of friends. But then when something like this comes along and then I can see we can chat and everything. We had such a long conversation, chats and stuff. And
it's different in terms of like other streams you've done because I've known you since before your cosplay journey as Iron
You
Warrior.
knew me before Brutus Black.
Yes.
That's fucking mental to know.
Which is why I know it. Which is why I remember it. I remember it was Cardiff.
God, you remember Cardiff Film
Yeah, it was
Comic-Con.
Cardiff where you did it, and we bumped into each other, and then you've done the Ghostbuster, you've done Iron Warrior.
Yep. Now the Death
You've done
Caller
Ranger of Krieg.
Well, Ranger of Krieg is well, actually, no, you're right though. Ranger of Krieg is the one who got me into wanting to be a Death Caller.
I remember that as well.
He's a legend.
Yeah, you know, we do have a lot of history there.
We really do.
But it's just to say, it's been an immense pleasure.
That means
I've
a lot.
enjoyed.
And so many people have come to this workshop now to do this. And with you being my last guest for Season 5, there were 2 other guests I was unable to get, but hopefully I'll get them for Season 6.
Yeah.
Which I have got a name for, but I'm going to say I'm going to announce it.
Season 6, but it's happening. Leave me alone.
Season 6, Hoes and Tricks. No, because you know I've done like Season 5, It's Alive, and like that kind of thing.
You do a sort of rhyming thing. I did like the Season 5, It's Alive thing. You could have gone a different route. You could have gone Short Circuit, that old film with Johnny Five.
With Johnny Five.
Johnny Five is Alive. You could have gone that route.
But like I said, I like to put like the season and then the number and then try and rhyme it. And there are some other things like coming up, and I'm just like, if I get to like Season 8, but like I said, I'm not going to keep doing the cosplay Q&As, but I want to go back.
Yeah.
So I want to go. Basically, my first ever Q&A was with B Cosplay, my first ever one, and I keep going back occasionally, and I'm like, oh, Season 1, yeah, I remember Season 1. It's begun. Season 1, it's begun. I clicked the first thing, and I just watched it, and I just went, oh my fucking god! And I hate it so much. And I'm quiet. Yeah. There's no intro. There's no music. It's just me sat there.
Just you there.
And the background noise, the hiss of the microphone. It's just me like, okay, I think we've started. And I'm just clicking and clicking and sorting stuff out on OBS. The camera's just watching me. B Cosplay's just sat there like, the fuck is going on? So I'm gonna get people that I've done in Season 1 and 2 back on. I want people to come back and do another stream and just talk to them again, even if it's like it won't all be in person, but I'd love to get some in person and some on Discord and stuff like that.
If you and your delightful viewers would possibly like me to come back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, like I said,
that would be great.
The Iron Warrior Cosplay podcast is coming up. The Cast Iron Podcast, I'm calling. I don't know if you know about that on Spotify.
That's an amazing name.
Cast Iron Podcast. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's essentially going to be this, but without the questions, more hilarious sound effects.
It's just talking shit then.
Talking shit, but
we seem to do well at that.
Do you want to know the important thing?
Which is
the spicy water.
The fuck is spicy
alcohol?
Oh man, that would be interesting.
So it gets basically the further the stream gets on, the spicier it gets. So it's kind of like this is going to be so much fun.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Because I want to get like a group of people around.
Yeah, because me drunk is funny.
Me drunk is funny.
Yeah, I've seen
me drunk yes. funny. You drunk together, monkey together strong. oh my god, Ride Wife. Have you seen that meme? Have you seen that meme? I told everyone I've got the sound clips. I'm not going to play them, but look, I have to show you this. Look, Ride Wife, life good, kill wife, wife gone, think about wife, regret. I've got all the sound clips and the picture of the monkey from the meme. Now, I was going to play those, but I like I said, if this had just happened and we were live, I'd be like, oh my god, I've got this, and I would play them.
No, but
I don't want to play
them. The problem we had is you said hello for like 2 hours.
Yeah, because I was
doing sound checks.
By the way, I was doing sound checks because the microphone has been playing up a little bit. The audio hasn't been very good. My last stream, I've had to like edit the audio a little bit. It's
been hell.
It's been a bit of a fucker.
It's been awful because I just heard him go, hello, hello.
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 So like,
Hello.
when I
Hello.
do my intro, my hello everyone, the microphone always peaks, and even when I put it far away, it's like it goes into the yellow, and it's just because I've got quite a strong booming voice, as you being deaf because of me, you know. He's not deaf, but after all that and everything, we got everything set up. We did start later than I would have liked. We did, but it was 8:45 when we started. Oh, yeah,
8:45. How long have we been talking?
11:15 currently.
So
yeah. But like I said, I asked Aiden the last question, but I do want to say seriously a massive thank you for you coming all this way.
That's okay.
I know you.
We didn't mention the story about me rescuing you.
Oh, do you know we will?
We'll have to save that for another time.
Actually, no. Do you know? Yeah, we'll save that for the Cast Iron podcast.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
We'll
my god!
We'll do that as a topic of discussion.
Forever in your debt for that. Who wants to be stuck in England? Right, sorry, I can't. You have to stop. We have to stop.
Hilarious story.
Aiden, thank you so much for being here. You've been a legend. I know you haven't traveled as far as my other guests, but I'm still grateful that you've traveled all this way to here to come and see me. And the weather's terrible, and I know the workshop is cold. I am
fucking frozen.
That workshop.
I really am.
freezing.
I'm gripping my hands in a way that's sort of. Oh yes, I'm very casual.
I've had my hands in my hoodie the whole stream because I'm trying to keep them warm. Like I said,
and I'm trying to just sort of not shiver constantly.
But I've been shaking my leg. I bet people have been able to see my leg has been shaking stuff. But in summer there will be more streams and stuff. It'll be warmer and it'll be much nicer. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you guys watched this stream, the pre-recorded stream, if you guys watched this, I have got some good news, and I know I'm saying this in the stream, but I'm still going to just mention it. Is my plan is to go live and stream the pre-recorded streams. That's how I'm going to be doing it. Now, I know this is the last stream. You guys will have already watched Alchemist Models.
This is a bit of a redundant statement,
I know,
isn't it?
but I'll be posting it anyway. So I just wanted to say it anyway, just so I've got it down in the video and everything. But anyway, thank you so much again. I really appreciate you coming down with your models and the light box. So you took the pictures of the boat.
I'll be honest. I just threw my hat in the ring. And I was just sort of like, that's it, that's done. And
I go through the vetting process, and when I saw your name come up, and I was like, wait, Herbert Minute, and I went down and read the bottom of the email, and I read your name. I went through your socials, and I was just like, do you know what? Yes, because it's all well and good being like, oh yeah, I've got somebody who's got like 300,000 followers and all this kind of stuff, and like all the people in stream, like, if it was actually live, you get all the people from their community coming over, and it boosts me and it boosts them, and it's all this kind of stuff and whatever. It's like, yeah, great, but you do need to think about and talk to those people who, I know you haven't just started, but you have in terms of the online kind of stuff, you've pretty much just thrown like you said, you threw your hat into the ring. You've just gotten it, and I love that, and I kind of like to talk to people who have not got
sort of beginning.
Yeah, people who have got less than 100,000 followers or less than 50,000.
I can't even imagine such a thing, in honesty with you. I can't imagine.
When I hit 80,000 on TikTok, I was like, okay.
I honestly can't imagine such a thing. I just put up the stuff that I'm doing, and if people like it, then great. And
and they will. My community is amazing. Everyone who watches this video, please check out Herbert Miniatures in the description. Aiden has been an absolute legend, freezing his ass off in this workshop. Everyone who's come down to the workshop to freeze their asses off, I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has been on stream. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. The guys, thank you so much to Minty, thank you so much to Apostle, thanks so much to Dan, thanks so much to J Expo. Just thank you to you all, honestly, for everyone who has come all this way to just sit here and chat to me because they're like, oh, I really like what you do. I want to be on your stream and talk to you and get to know your community stuff. I think that's absolutely amazing, and it just warms my heart, and it really means a lot.
I do think with me being the last one, it's probably been the most chaotic.
It's been amazing though.
It's been fun though.
Because don't get me wrong, everyone I've spoken to, I do know them, but we've not known each other anywhere near as long as you and I have known each other. So it's like this is a lot like when me and Harry are on stream, because Harry and I have known each other for so long. Harry and I haven't known each other as long as you and I have known each other.
No.
But Harry and I have, we've grown so close. There's a bond between me and Harry, and we're just like, he's my best friend, and I he's just.
Oh, and I'm not. Oh, fuck off.
No, I don't want this stream being posted. But seriously, thank you for watching. Thank you to Aiden for coming down. If you guys haven't already, check out his links. They're in the description. Give this video a like. Please consider subscribing. If you'd like, become a member and you get amazing perks and stuff in the Discord. And when I start doing more streams, just you wait. There'll be more and more awesome giveaways and perks and things happening. But for now, I've been Iron Warrior Cosplay. Thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Take care.